mom likes it.
Oh, mac and cheese, mommy. Is it going? It's doing the thing. Do the thing.
My phone
Yep,
turned
it
off.
says it's doing the same. It says it's doing the thing.
Does it?
Turn my voice is off.
Ah! Oh, God.
There it is.
Oh, God. Why are we aiming way over there?
I don't know.
Well, there's my mattress.
That's wild.
If we go night-night, there it is.
If we go night. Hang on. Well, you can't get it. I don't know how to get your mattress out of the picture. You can't. It's behind Doug forever.
Alright, well, Haley put it there.
Good job, Hayden.
Matt's moving in.
I mean, it's either the mattress or the fish.
Yeah.
So, no fish tonight.
Oh, golly.
Alright.
Hello, William, Glenn, pulled pork, yay me. Nicholas, how are you?
There we go. Haha. Hola, muchachos.
If the mattress could talk. No, we don't want to know.
I'm good.
Yeah, we're good.
Actually, I know who slept on that mattress. I'm okay. Good vibes.
Good vibes.
Good vibes over there.
Exactly.
Ed Zachary. You know that joke, Jordan? About the guy the Asian doctor?
No, I guess not.
The guy went to his Asian doctor and said there was something wrong with him. He's like, none of the women will look at me and everything, and I'm like, I'm just having trouble in my love life and stuff like that. And his Asian doctor says, well, looks like you got Ed Zachary disease. And the guy says, Ed Zachary, that sounds terrible. What is that? He goes, your face, look, Ed Zachary, rock your ass.
I've probably seen that.
Okay, there we go. Merci.
Is this mine?
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Yes, sir.
Yellow?
Ryan said hello, fellas. Watching from his girlfriend's house today.
Okay, tell her hi, girlfriend.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Hello?
This new pup hasn't left my side since we got her home. Well, I mean, she's abandoned and all, so I'm sure she's clinging to everybody.
She wants all the love she can get.
Well, I picked up my first RC full drive this weekend and now have 3 UTB 18s. I'm sorry.
You forgot to say for sale at the end of that.
Yeah.
What did you end up getting, William? Jared Hopper? Hello, big fatties? Not sure what that means exactly.
It hit the floor on this, I heard it.
Thick daddies?
I don't know.
Daddies.
I'm not going to stick my head in that. I don't know that much.
Big daddies?
Glenn said, I still need a short wheelbase TF2. Well, they do sell them still at rcfuldrive.com. That's where I've got mine. William says, a used D90 that needs a little work. Yeah.
Standard wheelbase.
Yeah, so a D90, huh? The leaf spring action is where it's at, bud. Chad Harvey, what's going on? DR Custom Wiring. Hello, fellow Homo sapiens. Glenn Cook said, not spending that much on one. They're like $350 new or something like that. I don't know what you think you're getting ever.
For not much.
William said, thinking an AR-44 swap. That is a very easy swap to do. For sure.
AR-44s or F-10s.
You can do F-10s too. Well, he doesn't have the leaves. He's got it.
Oh, that's right. Those are linked.
Yep.
I mean, those would also work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had the leaf mount thingies on it.
Yeah.
Yep. I did.
Although is the D90 Is its pan hard go to the driver's side?
Yeah, you gotta swap the pan hard. But that was easy.
I think that, yeah, that doesn't matter.
I think it just unbolts and bolts the other side.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure.
think so.
I did it on a live. Couldn't have been that hard. I was here doing it.
Wait, a truck that came apart and went back together?
Yeah, wild, right?
Woohoo!
I know.
What a neat concept.
Chad says this Team Ramrod charge is looking so good. I am super excited about it. I don't think anybody else knows about that project, so.
Nope, spilled the beans there.
The idea was another class 0 for a D90. Oofta.
Oof. That's gonna be rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just comping a leaf build in general.
Well, it's not leafed. It's
Or that's
coils, and it's top heavy.
top heavy.
I have a short that I made about that exact process, and it is not fun. I can tell you that much. It is 0 out of 10.
Do not recommend, huh?
Do not recommend. Not at all.
Don't want to do it again.
I mean, good luck for you with that D90. The body is so heavy that it is almost impossible to keep it wheels down for one past 45-degree angle, I bet. So the screen didn't end up as bright as I wanted it to, but I'm okay with it.
Oh, see, I first looked at it, I thought it was black.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I thought it was black as well.
It's green. See
It
all
is.
down there?
Yes.
I'm sure when it's in the sun, it'll be easier to see, but
It's got metallic in it too.
yeah. It's a Ford, some sort of metallic green, 90s jade, something. Jada Pinkett Smith or something like that.
So used.
Yes, very well used by a lot of people. These are the jokes, kids. These are the jokes.
Get what you came to watch. Get what you paid for.
You get what you paid for, is it? Very, very good way to look at it. So anyway, let's see. I have a Jeep body I can put on it. I would. Chad said, woohoo, my first RC leak. At least it wasn't my Helamon. No. Ryan said, I welded all the panel nuts on my 6-scale buggy and it looks
Damn good with the
damn
panels.
good with the panels on it. Super happy how it's coming out. Nice.
Good deal.
Glenn said, Gabe says hi. He's watching with me for the first time. He said, Jordan needs to build him a buggy. Good luck, sir.
A lot of people say Jordan needs to build a
Yeah. There are a lot of people that would love for Jordan to get on the ball and start building buggies, but
Not Jordan.
yeah, one of them's not Jordan, which is very inconvenient for everyone else. Goodness, this cage goes really far back.
Glenn said he laughed pretty hard.
Yeah.
Pulled pork, what's everyone working on?
Tell your dad to start spending that money like he did himself and build you or get you one built.
He could have a buggy.
Yeah, you can have a buggy, buddy. Your dad just doesn't want you to have one bad enough.
Cheap ass.
Now he says he's taking mine, and Jordan can build me a new one. There you go. Atta kid.
Attaboy.
Attaboy.
Wait, what is Jordan doing?
Building Glenn another buggy.
Gabe said that he's taking Glenn's buggy.
Well, that sounds like something that Glenn needs to take up with Gabe.
This sounds like a Gabe and Glenn problem, not a Jordan problem.
Pulled pork, I am putting another F10T axle under the rear of my 4Runner. I did the front one already, I just haven't done the rear, so that's what I'm doing tonight.
I'm putting my newest Pajero back together. I pulled it apart last night to paint it. So I painted the tube work, and now I'm putting it all together. What?
Just looking at the front, it's not together.
Oh yeah, it's not together. I was gonna paint the chassis too, but I figured that was maybe a little bit too much green, so I didn't. also need to get with Pricey and see if he has green parts for the shocks instead of these blue ones.
Don't believe so.
Jake the Taco Guy. This is how was everyone's weekend?
Hello. I also thought about ditching the Pricey's and going with some drabs. But
There's always that option.
yeah.
Put some old school TLTs on there.
Yeah.
Little skinny with gold tops.
Hell yeah, brother.
I went and visited our friend Levi on Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got some new tires for the truck.
Excuse me, sir. We're in Indiana. Those are tars.
Tires.
Where is my? There it is.
They were.
Big boys.
They're some big boys. They be thick.
One of those times maybe you shouldn't have listened to your friends.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
You'll have that.
That was my bad. Should I do 275s or 305s? 305s, duh, they're bigger.
Friends are idiots. Friends are idiots.
And then Jordan's immediately like, these don't fit. This is stupid.
No, they fit. I can't really get my finger between the tire and the upper control arm,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
but
Technically they fit, I guess, yeah.
They fit with issues.
Yeah.
well, I mean, I guess issue free
Are they?
as of right now. And that size, that wheel is well within spec of like how wide of a wheel that tire requires
Okay, fair enough.
by a half inch.
Hey, in spec is in spec.
In spec.
Yeah. That's what they say at work. Good is good.
Do they?
They do. They do. They do. There are a lot of times where I'm like, that's not good. And they're like, oh, it's fine.
It's fine.
Okay. You know what? I'm not an engineer and I'm not going to argue with you.
Right.
Oh, so are you guys all working on anything? Jay said, I traded a low-speed drag truck for a night runner. Nice. I'm assuming you got the night runner, right? Glenn said, Doug, I'm digging the wristband.
Yep. Still going.
William said, my Charger has 20s and I can fit one finger between the ball joint stud and the tire.
Yeah, so see,
It's fine.
it's fine.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
It's fine. It's all mine. Everything's fine.
It only doesn't look great if you're like looking down the side of it. Like there's a lot of tire bulge.
So it only doesn't look bad from like 3 angles.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Just don't look at the fourth angle.
Yeah, just don't look at it.
Or just don't look at it.
It's the easy way. Don't look at it. I like that truck. Don't look at it.
You won't.
Jay says, yeah. So Jay is the owner of a new Night Runner. Very nice.
Cool.
I owned a Night Runner for, Glenn, how long did we own that truck? About 4 minutes? Something like that. That's what we gave away to that little girl.
32 seconds tops.
We did not own it long. We walked right out of Jim's. She walked up and we gave it to her.
Easy come, easy go.
Yep.
William, it doesn't need fender flares. They sit right, basically flush with the outside of the wheel well, but they. I mean, it's a 12-inch wide tire on a 8.5-inch wheel,
Yeah.
so there's
It's a lot of bulge.
a bit of bulge.
That's what she said. Old macaroni over here.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. I'm actually in a really good mood today, but
Jake's working on a Blizzard from Dairy Queen.
hey, there you go.
That's a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, according to the specs, they can go between a 8-inch to a 10 or 11-inch wheel.
Can you handle an 8-inch to an 11-inch?
I mean, I put 8.5s on it, so.
Yeah. You know who can handle an 8 to 11-inch?
I know.
Your mom?
Your mother!
Yep. There it is.
Oh, golly.
Your mom? Your mom? No, your mom.
No, your mom. Your mama. Let's see here.
Glenn, I'm not taking any vehicle advice from West Virginia.
Truth. I'm gonna look at something here real quick, like. Different. You know, there's the man behind the curtain.
Right.
What? Nothing. I was just checking screw length. From the community screw container. Yeah, pretty much.
I'll say I have my box of screws over here if you need them.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I got plenty of
You
room.
got his over there. Taking off my anti-wrap bar for now,
Yeah.
just because it doesn't fit right now.
Yeah.
Have to do some re-engineering,
Yeah.
re-angling.
The angle of the dangle is
Oh, yeah.
incorrect.
Yep.
That's terrible. I hate when that happens. I'm about 4 minutes away from having this Pajero ready to run again. So
What?
life's about over.
Did you bring another truck with you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was just planning on harassing you and Doug and
Well, I don't have any trucks that I need taken apart.
oh.
Excuse you.
Sorry. Come on, there, Ho. So I saw the other previous owner of this truck,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure if he knows that I have this one.
Okay.
Well, he was very snarky when he found out that I had bought the red one.
Right.
Oh, that's a cool looking truck. Looks familiar. Yes, you are very correct.
Yeah, it looks very familiar to the truck that you owned for 4 minutes.
Right.
I did see he is selling off
A lot of trucks.
most of them.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure what he's doing, but yes, I did see the same thing. I don't know what he's doing, and with him, it kind of definitely seems like a always up in the air, kind of like got something planned kind of guy.
Yeah.
But also, his situation sometimes hits close to home for me. Of I have 942 trucks and I can't do this. I need to get rid of some. Like, oh, okay, cool, I get it. But anywho,
Glenn asked, are we talking about a guy that he knows from out west?
I don't know where he's at. To tell you the truth.
Probably out west.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. That's who it is, Clint.
yeah. I don't know him. I just know of him. I know that he was super salty when I had Leif build mine. Yes, sir. DL.
DSO.
It is?
I don't know.
Oh, let's say Dick Sucking Lips?
Yeah, that's where I was going.
So,
What transmission's in that thing?
in OD2?
Nice.
Yeah. And I can't remember if it has overdrive or under or not, so it may just be sans overdrive. Not 100% sure.
I'm not opposed to this width at all. I think it looks good.
Yeah. It looks like, you know, a Toyota with the pokey
Yeah.
wheels.
I mean, you're most excited about it. Have Swampers.
I do currently have a boner after seeing Swampers. You are correct.
How about those Swampers I sent you all earlier today?
The loggers?
Yeah.
On the back of that stupid ass Jeep.
Yeah, right?
I was very conflicted. I do like YJs, you know. I do like boggers. I really hate 6x6s. So I didn't know how to feel about all that. Awesome Jeep turbo tires. I disagree.
Yeah, I didn't see it was a 6x6 at first.
I thought it had a trailer.
Yeah, so did I. It's just that back, I don't know, that back body panel didn't look.
I'd already pulled too far forward and was hitting at the light.
Yeah, I thought it just had like a back half of a Jeep, you know, trailer. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, not something, I don't know if, maybe it was wrecked. Like, that's what I always go to, is like, oh, hopefully it was wrecked or whatever. But, no, sir.
No, it wasn't.
Nope. Wrong answer.
Yeah, because I saw it there the other day,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, I'll take a picture of that when I come back." I was like running to Kroger or something, and it was gone by the time I got back.
Balls.
And then I saw it today, obviously, so I snagged that picture.
Nice.
And that's a rental property, so I assume he's the slumlord that.
That says slumlord for sure. That says I collect my rent once a month, and on that day is when I decide to mod my Jeep.
Yeah. Hey, you know what would be cool?
You know what'd be really freaking cool, dude?
Yeah.
If I had a 6x6 Jeep. No, that's where you're wrong.
Said no one.
This is where you need better friends. Remember, better friends to run things by.
Or just don't build 6x6s.
I am totally in agreement with this.
I would only own one 6x, and that would be a
Wrong.
RC 4-wheel drive. Something 2. I forget what the
No,
name is.
Beast.
Beast 2, yes. I've
Good
always-
evening, Levi.
I've always thought those are awesome.
Hi, Levy.
Hello, sir.
Balls. Muddy's Garage, how's it going? And Glenn said something, I didn't get to read it before I started doing something. We're all watching my friends right now. I would 10,000% have a 6x6 Jeep. Yeah. This is my surprised face. Oh, crazy. Look at my shock and awe.
Any Bullman trail runs in the works?
We discussed that today, actually. Or was that yesterday? That was yesterday. We said, hey, we all stopped comping to go do trail things, and we haven't done any trail things.
Right.
Which I corrected him, because we did in fact run Trail 2 at Beats Creek.
Yeah. Okay.
That doesn't count.
Good point.
Good point.
No, we don't have anything planned. However, I want to. So we will have to figure some things out here soon, for sure.
Levi also mentioned that on Saturday.
Yeah.
And said we should probably do something soon.
So that it's not 1,000 million degrees
Yeah, because I mentioned you talked about a 6 run
for my birthday.
for your birthday.
Yep. I don't know where those bolts go. It's always a good time when you take a truck apart and then have extra bolts when you put it back together.
Well, you typically just like throw all the parts in a box, so
Yeah.
I'm surprised you have leftover parts.
Glenn said it's already hot AF. I don't agree with that. It's not bad
No,
here.
it's not bad here.
Okay, bad here.
I don't know what West Virginia's like, but I've had an extra blanket on my bed the last few nights.
That sounds awesome.
It is. It's nice.
She has on her side. But not mine.
Well, it's currently 69 degrees, so
Oh, giggity. See how he goes?
it's not hot AF.
He says anything above 70 is hot. 70 is comfortable.
70 outside?
Yeah.
70 outside's comfortable.
Yeah.
70 inside I cannot get down with.
That's lizard people.
Yeah. Do not invite me to your turtle tank, sir.
Your terrarium.
Terrarium. There we go.
58 in Missouri right now and raining.
That doesn't sound terrible at all. To tell you the truth. We were outside by the poo.
Poop.
It was warm, but it wasn't terrible. I played a little basketball with Hoey. It was a good time. I want you to do the thing that you do.
78 degrees here is hot, according to Chandler.
I mean, the bad part is you know the humidity and all.
Yeah.
All right, what did I do? Why won't this go together now? What if I help? Vert to vert, vert to vert.
Call your friend and ask him how it went together.
Oh shit. Hey dipshit, how's this go together?
Doug, anything done on the Fox body this weekend? I spent all weekend working on the 70 Mach 1, only to have a power steering link split when backing out for a test drive after it sat for years.
Yes, the motor and transmission and K-member, it all went back up into the chassis. We also mocked up the supercharger to make sure it would clear the hood when it's closed. It does.
Over
So that's a plus. However, the intake did not clear the hood because I have to run a taller valve cover, so I have to run a spacer on my intake. And the 1 inch is too tall, so I have a 3/8 spacer coming to try to clear the hood. Because I don't want to put frickin' risers on the back of the hinges.
Yeah, that looks like hot dog shit.
I did that on my Jeep, but I'm not doing that on the LTD.
believe it.
So yeah, we're getting there. Ordered new fuel lines because I have to go bigger because what I have is not going to support what I have.
Party mode.
Yeah. Matt was all for partying. So slowly but surely things are coming. But it's back in the car, so that's the biggie.
No biggie.
It can actually roll and move around under its own wheels now.
What's your problem here?
Is it too far back?
Major malfunction pile. I don't know.
Because I don't know, is this bar like up under here?
Not really.
Well, William said it's 78 is hot here, but I'm fat. Oh well. It depends on what I'm doing.
Same.
If I'm like working on stuff or working, then yes.
Just working in general?
Yeah.
Like, screw this.
There we go. I don't know why that wouldn't work.
Did you get it?
Yeah. They're just sitting weird.
Sound like my little brother.
You missed that, Doug.
Yeah?
Got a big old hog ass cam in his brother's truck. Well, it turns out it's not a big hog ass cam. It's just the fact that it runs so terribly.
It sounds badass.
We stood behind it for like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes just listening to it. Like, dang. This is what he needs to do to it.
This is what it needs to sound like. However, what it actually sounded like was apparently not great.
Was far bad.
Very, very bad.
Go in your hole.
Whore. Orange Jeep, hello? Glenn Cook said 70 is hot, period. I don't care if I'm standing in a field naked. Hot is hot. 70 is not hot.
No, 70's not hot.
God, you're retarded.
Such a little bitch.
Right? Jesus.
Who guided that guy?
Little baby back bitch.
Fat boy tip: Arm and Hammer has a chafing stick that will save your life. Thank me later.
I've heard about that.
Why you not go in the hole?
Word. Body go down. Vert to vert. Vert. Vert.
Got it.
Good over there.
Yep.
Damn it.
Glenn said if I'm sweating, it's hot.
Sure.
Okay.
Just go with it. That guy's still talking?
Yes, unfortunately, yes.
Yep.
Tom Frost, hello. Jake the Taco Guy said gold bond for the win. Oh, that scratched all my new paint. Awesome. Fuck it. It's gonna get scratched one day anyway, it doesn't matter, I guess. Not seen our friend Teller guided.
I don't know.
Kind of disappointed about that. So I was gonna put this all back together, but then I looked at the dashboard and it needed like some detail work and stuff. And then so I started looking at it, and I was like, oh, this looks.
Did you stand there and would be
Really?
like, did you just look at it?
Yeah, I did a little bit. And so the dashboard looks like butt because it's just black plastic with a couple stickers on it. And I couldn't really have that. I'm thinking about doing the middle of these seats in green too. I'm trying not to go overboard with the black and green. You know, trying to keep it classy, San Diego.
Yeah. So is that green in the sunlight?
The
I
cage.
mean, I can see the green right now.
It's green. Yeah. It's a dark green.
You can't see it. Okay.
I painted it over silver, and if I would have stopped earlier,
On the bends,
Mhm.
where like it's brighter, is the only spots I can tell that it's
yeah,
green.
it's green.
Yeah.
The chassis is black, but the actual chassis or the tube work is green.
It's
Tube
like,
work and the bumpers are green.
It's like what your Jeep you didn't like?
Yeah,
That same green?
yeah, it's about like that. I
I
think
like
this
it.
thing's freaking cool.
I like it.
I like my messed up paint job too. Like I think it looks really good.
Like it's out there being abused and used. Yes.
It's wild. I watched it happen too. I was sitting there. And
Oh.
I sprayed it on real nice and like it was heavy and everything like that. And all of a sudden I set it outside and I was like, okay, cool. It should dry pretty quick because it's like automotive paint. Like, it dries really fast. And all of a sudden I just see that like oil slick thing go across the hood. I was like, cool. Cool. And I had thought about patinaing this, and I was like, well, I guess the decision has been made for me.
Your fate has been chosen for you.
Mm-hmm. Scratch once, cry once. I would agree with that. Whoa. Now we're doing stuff. Glenn said Desitin or whatever for the win. Doctor said I used the Gold Bond friction defense. Ryan said I bought some hub-centric wheel spacers for my hot rod at the car show last weekend. Finally be worry-free after 10 years of driving it with non-hub-centric spacers. Jesus.
I mean, hell, if it made it 10 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say 10 years without them.
William Chandler said scratch once, cry once. Glenn said metric will wait for me to leave before he shows up. I can't blame him. I wish I could do the same thing.
All right.
So yeah, I think do a little bit of detail work. You know, do the door handles, key.
Just clear your servo. Is that why it's not?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just kind of goes right in there and glue it and shit. I did sand that down. It had a bunch of lines in it, so I sanded the whole front of it. Let me see.
Yeah,
Yep,
nice.
sanded the front of it. So, got it all done. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't like.
Yeah, that's a. I thought about taking the soldering iron and like doing the welds around it.
No.
I'm thinking about doing that for some of this because like when you cut the hood and all that stuff, you would have cut it. So I thought about taking like some black paint in my airbrush and just kind of like looking like you went just down a spray can with it or something. And then back here where it's cut as well. And get some like goo going or some E6000, like dab it all down through there like silicone. I like it though. A little bit of detail work, doing the taillights, doing some of these and the.
I got a certain red Radio Shack truck coming that I want to pinch like that.
Oh, you do?
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I have one of those bodies. Did you get that one from Dana too? Because he's selling one.
No. Mr. Chad Harvey. He said anti-monkey butt powder is awesome.
I used to use that a lot when I worked construction.
Lucas Marquez just got back from the lake. Glad
Muertas.
to see you guys live. Lucas, thanks for joining.
Muertas. Now I'm not gonna be able to stop doing that.
They allowed me back today, so that's why I'm here.
He was a good boy this week, so
Yep.
he was allowed to be on the live.
Shut up!
I can't wait to run this thing. It does the Flexi Boy things. It's like, and that was basically the leaf spring barely moving. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all front.
It has Duderhead's leaves in it in the back, though. I noticed that.
Yeah.
Twisted Fab. Speaking of which, I got my leaves. I haven't gotten them on yet, but I got my leaves from Twisted Fab.
Yeah?
Yeah. They are something.
Big bitches?
They are big girls. Big girls. How many people got? 31? That's enough.
Yep, we got three.
Alright. I'm going to show you guys a little something that I got from Mr. DR Custom Wiring.
I like
Be
that
right back,
guy.
crying baby. I'm sorry, lady. Okay, we'll be here. I do like that guy as well. Do you have a servo that's handily free?
Do not.
Negative.
Okay.
Not handling at all.
I mean, there's a micro in this. In the front of it.
What?
There's a micro.
I can just use Doug's whole truck here.
Right, bro, dirty drop.
Let me see this real quick. Douglas. So I got this from DR Custom Wiring. It has its own little battery in there. You can turn it on and off. And what this does is... one to turn, two to burn. Let's see. This goes upside down like so. There we go. And you turn it on. And then you can test servos. So now I can go around and look at used servos and stuff and, take my little box here. And then on top of that, it also tests ESCs. So you can plug it in like
Plug it
this.
in.
Plug it in, plug it in.
I don't know what it's gonna do.
It shouldn't do anything. And then you hear it go beep, beep, beep. Right? Doesn't it do beep, beep, beep things?
Did you hook the... No, you didn't hook the...
Oh, did it again, didn't I? Stupid. Okay. Hang on. I'm also still learning how to use this thing. I don't want to lie to you.
Matt's first time.
It's only the third time I've used it.
Long time listener, first time user.
Alright, so anyway, you turn it on. So then now I know the ESC will power up and it's not at least totally bad. I can't really test anything with it, but got that. I thought it was pretty cool. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I was going to
Glad I could lend you Doug's truck.
Yeah, thanks. There you go. So yeah, that's all I got. I found a source for the foams, by the way. William said that he would print me some. The foams I asked about yesterday.
Yep.
And I also bought new tires. Bought some Toyos.
Some Toyos, huh?
Yes, sir. Not exactly what I wanted, but for the 4.45 size, I didn't have too many options.
Yeah.
So I got me some Toyo RTs.
And what's that going on?
The stretched YJ.
Ooh, those are gonna be big.
I had the pibbles on them to begin with. Those are 4.35 or 4.45, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I think
I feel like those are bigger than the Pibbles.
By measuring, they're not. They're only an inch and a half wide, though. Like this. Hello.
Do you want to see it? See one?
Yeah. I didn't know you had some. The Proline ones?
Yeah.
Well, son of a bitch.
So the big boy's on there, but I gotta space it out.
Yeah, you do. Jared said Dustin is an awesome guy. We agree.
Yep.
William said back. I'm making 2 different sets to see which works best. Nice. I've got the heart in my way of reading comments. I can't see the half of the message.
Honestly, I don't have heart. Oh, because I think if you turn it sideways, it goes away. I think it's straight up and down. Yeah.
Yeah. Jay said I've got Proline 22 Baja Pro X's on a build. Ooh, yeah. I mean, they're literally almost the exact same size. They just doesn't have weight on it.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna look good. Once I figure out a lot of things about the YJ.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot. I like them though. I do.
Cool.
Let's see.
You know, it's funny that Logan also asked about a set of those.
Really?
Yeah.
I think they're a cool tire. I just wish they came in Predator. But I think that Jeep's going to be heavy enough and it's going to have so much tire pressure, or I guess contact pressure from it being a leafer that doesn't want to move, that I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
When are you going to have the old F-Toy done?
I don't know.
I think you should hurry. We should do F-Toy things this summer. Doug, you need an F-Toy. How fast can you build one?
Yeah.
I'll give you a hint. It's not real fast.
Not looking good.
It's not fast at all.
Not looking quick. Cotton.
Oh, Glenn's YouTube crashed and won't reopen, so goodbye. Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Dang, I didn't realize you guys were gonna block him like that.
Good evening, party people. Tommy is here. We are just hanging out, doing little things. Oh, Raymond Bargo, what's going on? Nice to see you as well. So Logan wanted a set of these.
Well, yeah, he was.
That's fine.
Oh no.
Oh no. Nope.
Wait, come back.
Oh no. See it? What are you looking for?
The black screw.
Oh, you're not looking for this hex right here?
No.
Oh, there it is. Found it. You want the hex anyway?
Sure.
Okay, cool. There you
Thanks.
go.
Wait, is that a silver hex?
Yeah, it is.
Yep, that's mine.
Oh, okay.
It fell off when I pulled the axle out.
Found all sorts of stuff.
There you go.
So Logan was looking for one of these and stuff.
Yeah, he was talking about them, and I said he could, because he wasn't sure, like, on size or whatever.
Yeah. I looked them up and I knew that they were tall and narrow.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought maybe they would fit that build pretty well. You know, because my only other option was the Pibbles, which I like, but they're really freaking wide. Or going up to something that was like the Berserkers or something, which I think is too like mud truck looking for that.
Or some 4.3 Swampers.
I don't want to pay for those, to tell you the truth. Like, I do agree, but I just don't want to pay for 4.3 Swampers anymore. Because, like, they were already expensive, and I was like, okay, they're expensive, but, you know, they look good, they do okay, you know, yada, yada, yada. But now, like, unless you get screaming deals from people that don't know what they have, they're getting really expensive.
Yeah. I buy them when they're cheap.
Big Egg said UTB 18 tool steer on A-Main for $150 Memorial Day sale. Dang.
Damn.
Tommy said I'm currently turning my 4-wheel steer UTB 18 into a 2-wheel steer. Nice.
I've thought about that.
My what's the best trail out there right now? The best trail?
Trail or
Trail
tire?
truck.
Trail truck?
Trail truck, trail tire.
Yeah. Or trail, physically, like a place to go. What would you guys say your favorite trail is that we've gone to?
I always like McCormick's.
Yeah, McCormick is.
But
a
it
good
may be
place.
because it's kind of the only place that we've been.
Yeah, that's
Just
true.
trailing.
I like the falls, but it needs more of the
Trail tire.
stuff that we like, I guess.
Yeah. There's a lot of.
There's a lot of cool obstacles, but they're like spaced really far out, and there's a lot of flat ground, and just you're just kind of driving. Trail tire.
Raymond, where are you?
Yeah, that has a lot to do with it. Tommy said I shattered my deluxe portal gears at the last Wii Rock, so time for a change. Holy shit!
Tommy, I think I just saw that post before we went live.
Did you get a hold of Matt?
That was some gnarly carnage.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's in Virginia. That would be a really good question for Glenn, who just said he can't get back on.
Yeah.
I know Glenn says
Glenn
that-
likes G8 compound.
Yeah, he likes G8 compound to begin with.
And crawlers.
And crawlers.
Proline crawlers. Or the Baja Pro X's. I personally hate G8 compound.
Yeah.
Just because they don't work here.
I guess for a trail truck, they'd be fine.
Yeah, they're fine. And they're also fine for a truck that is heavy.
Yeah.
I think you could run G8s on this and you would
Oh yeah.
see a very marginal difference in
8 pounds.
Predator. Yeah. Like the Braven Berserkers I have on the Pineapple, I wouldn't put them on a whole lot of other trucks, but that truck is heavy enough that it literally just makes it work. I saw that.
I found those, and then I cut half of it off,
You sure did.
so they make really good body mounts.
Oh, nice.
So I don't have to get a tool out every time I want to undo the body.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Jared Hopper said, definitely not me bragging on my $10 4.3s from BTC. They do have glue on them, but I can get that off. Bitch. Tommy said, no, I did not. That was Todd that shattered his portal gears in the C1 yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you get a hold of Matt Beast, he's the customer service.
They're still guided.
Hey, there he is. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny that Glenn said he's gonna wait till he leaves, and then he literally waited till he left. Yeah, Tommy, if you get with Matt, he's like the customer service guy for Deluxe, and he should be able to, well, figure out if they'll replace it or not, which I assume they would. But they might want him back just to see what the hell happened. That's crazy that you just blew him up. Teleguided hello, by the way. Ryan said, speaking of the Pineapple, those new wheels on it look wicked. Thank you, sir.
They look really good.
Thank you. I was doing some of that the other day. I got all these new Visions. Figure I'll see what they look good on, whatever. And I've been trying to look, so I don't mind the look of the slots, but they're really wide and they're what I would call like the old school style wheel, where it's not cut in for the foam to go and everything, so it's just it's just a big ass barrel.
Really?
And then it's got the ring grooves cut into it. So since it's so wide and it's slick basically across there, I noticed that the tires kind of wander, and if you turn,
The foam slides
yeah,
across.
everything slides. So I've been wanting to get rid of them, but the look of that truck can't just take any wheel. It needs like that. It kind of needed, huh?
1.9?
It kind of needed
If you do
something.
a printed foam, will it keep it from wandering? Like it'll be a stiffer sidewall? Or is it already got it printed in it?
It has printed in it. You'd have to make like the TP style looking stretch tire prints. But the Visions they did exactly what I needed them to do. I put a 350 hub on it because I had a 225 because the CNCs were so wide. But took those off, put a different hub on it, a little fatter, and I love the way it looks now.
Cool.
Let's see. Big Egg, Raymond, I use an app called All Trails to find local off-road trails to hit the RC on. Yep. And what's that one? What's that new one?
Scale
Scale-Trek?
Scale-Trek?
Scale-Tra? Something along those
Scale-Tra.
lines? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's the one that was at Booth the Creek.
Yeah.
They had their own booth.
Yep. But yeah. So as far as that goes, Raymond, I know Glenn always preaches G8 and crawlers, but I don't see where you guys would have that insanely grippy rock like they do out west, where a super soft compound would just destroy itself. I don't see that. Do you?
Yeah, I don't know what kind of terrain.
Because I went down to South Carolina, and I know that clearly, but I mean they're close enough geographically as far as like rock type. And my Predators did really well against Swampers down there. So, in all honesty, I would say anything that is name brand and looks good, it's the right size for what you want, That's what I would do. What you doing there, bud?
Oh, well, I keep stealing the axles out of this thing for mock-up axles.
Do you realize that you should just get rid of it and put that body on something else?
Why?
I don't know. Was that your class 1 or something?
Zero.
Zero?
I mean, I would like to just finish it and
Oh, yeah.
drive it. Like
There's always that.
doesn't necessarily have to be a class 0 rig.
Because I was looking at my class 0 last night. Just looking at it like, what the hell am I going to do with that? Because it's not scale enough to be a scale truck we could take out. It's not necessarily a comp truck, even though like it technically is or whatever, but it's definitely comp based, but it has a hard body on it. So it's kind of just like looking at it like, I don't know what to do with it,
Just show off the pretty side.
I like the comp cut side.
Yeah. So like, I mean, it needs different springs on it, but
Holy shit!
Big Egg.
Blind guy's here.
Yep, there he is.
blind guy.
Good
How-
day, sir.
Big Egg said, "Oh yeah, I need to try that one too. Seen them at BTC. Scale Trail always tracks activity." Blind guy said, "Hey, Jared made a good point. Foams are also key. I 100% agree with that. But I think that is personal preference more than a lot of other things.
Yeah, how much do you want the tire to squish?
Yeah. Damn, that F-toy's been sitting so long it has rust on the cage. Jesus. Oh, I can't wait for this justification. Go ahead. We're waiting.
It's computing. Hold on.
So, so when I built most of it originally, and then it sat for a while, I blasted it again, and then it has sat since then,
Yes, clearly.
obviously. So I think once I blasted it, and then I think I added a few more bars since then.
Yeah.
It's probably rusting faster.
Yeah.
But yes.
Well, I'm gonna need you to hurry up and finish it.
Okay.
Because,
Well,
listen, hear me out here. Because my wife was trying to make a point to my brother-in-law about how I have so many trucks that I don't drive. So then I went looking and thinking, and I have not driven my F-Toy since last year before Beat the Creek, because that's when I repaneled it, and then we were going to go on a leaf spring run and never went and did anything other than that SCX6 run.
Well,
What I really would like to do, if
That
you
is-
guys are down to figure this out, and I think maybe like Nolan could help us, because I'm sure the place that we would do it would be like Oaks Quarry or whatever, over in Ohio. I would like to pack up the burb with like 4, 5, 6, 7 different trucks and go somewhere where it's kind of like Abner, where you park. Even though like the quarry is also obviously not like that, but go where you park and the truck is close enough to where you can kind of go out. We can run, in an area or whatever, and then I can go get a different truck. That way I can drive multiple trucks per day, not we have to walk fucking 3 miles to the trail like we do going to McCormick's Creek. You gotta you walk all the way down, then you walk all the way down, then you're finally to the trail. I can't carry 4 trucks. I also don't want to.
I don't remember how far back from the parking lot that the actual, I guess the good crawling
That
area is.
Oaks was?
Yeah, at Oaks.
See, I've
It's
never
been
there.
years since Josh Carberry, he would know because he goes there. I haven't seen him pop up yet.
John Lau, I'm still out camping, so I don't know how long this will last. No worries. I appreciate you just, hanging out at all.
Yeah, sometimes YouTube goes down.
Yeah. Big Egg said, I agree, Jared. People underestimate a properly tuned foam to the rig. 100%. And William said, I like 3D printed inserts over foams. I run 3D printed in the front, and about 70% of the time I run a dual stage in the rear.
I'm slowly converting over that way.
The pineapple, I believe, is 4 actual anti-foams all the way around, and I've got different tuning plug things in them. That I believe has foam or anti-foams all the way around, but a lot of my trucks have some sort of printed foam.
You're done, RC. Oaks Quarry isn't that far of a walk. Okay. Should look into Sawyer Quarry by Toledo.
Toledo is not close though, right? Isn't Toledo far for us?
I think, is Toledo on the other side of Ohio? I don't know Toledo.
We also have Google at our fingertips.
Oh, there you go.
I don't want
Well,
to
you do.
that. I don't know.
Doctor says, Matt, get off your ass and put some trails in at your grandparents' place.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
You come help me, and I will.
Is that further south?
3.5 hours. What, Toledo or my
No,
grandparents?
your grandparents.
It's in Bargersville.
Okay.
Toledo is 3.5 hours away.
I think Oaks is roughly 2.
Yeah. It's at the western tip of Lake Erie, so it's very far north.
Oh.
It's also home to the Toledo Museum of Art with its vast collection of modern and Renaissance work. Reflecting-
so my problem is I don't want to drive that far for a day.
Yeah, I kind of would agree with that.
They have a minor league baseball team called the Mud Hens.
Ah, I have heard of that.
Yes. They play our Indians.
Come on.
William says, I like the side hill that I get with 3D. Yes, the tire doesn't
Yeah.
fold under like with normal.
DR said you start and I'll show up shortly.
Shit.
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't
Not
been
really enough.
Yeah, there's not enough there.
Oh, I don't know. You're done. Said Jordan would like to go up there for Toledo Jeep Fest in August.
Heyo. Oh man, trailing
Jeep
in August.
Fest and trailing. That's gonna be hot.
Trailing in August is something that I don't do. That's kind of what I was.
That's gonna be above 70 degrees.
That's definitely above 70. It's gonna feel like 170. Yeah. So Dustin, the problem being like, Jordan's been there. There are some spots, but I don't know. I haven't been back there in forever. I don't know if you could link all of it together in a BTC style way, and it would really only be one trail.
Yeah.
And what it would probably be is Bill going back there with his propane torch and just going all over the ground, burning everything. And then we figure it out from there.
That's about all she's got.
getting crazy. There, tire
That's it right there.
Yep. My problem is I just have too many damn projects.
Yeah.
I bought a giant clear tote, kind of like what you have in your garage, and I'm wiping everything off of my shelf. I'm trying to get back to just having basic and not have everything spread out everywhere.
The totes
It's like
were a game changer, dude.
Yeah, if it's on the thing, I'm sliding it into a tote, starting fresh. It's
Totes.
like, I just don't care anymore.
Totes are something that I highly suggest if you're going to
Yeah.
have multiple projects. Because you have like a bunch of ESCs and stuff sitting around, and it's hard to go, okay, I bought 3 of those. One is for this Jeep, one's for this square body, and the other one's for this Toyota, whatever. And then like you get building, and then you just kind of lose track, and you start pulling parts, and then you go to build this truck, and all of a sudden you don't have anything for it.
Where did it
You're
go?
like, well, shit.
Yep.
So, and I mean, I keep electronics in the box. Like when I took my straight axle Phoenix apart last week, yeah, all that is in the box. Like the transmission, the links, the axles, the electronics are all in there just chilling. That way I don't pull them for something else.
My vintage builds are that way. They have their own box with
Yeah.
motor, ESC, axles. But yeah, I think I want to go back to like have the boys' trucks complete, have my trucks complete, and like try to only work on one thing at a
Yeah.
time. But I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, now that Beluga's done, I got that. I would like to get the dually to where it moves and the back goes up and down as well, and then it's actually done. That was kind of something I'm looking to do. So I've got those 2, and then I really need to finish the show truck. And I told Jordan I would like to take that turquoise crew cab to Rocktober done, which that's an interior, a little bit of paint, and body mounts. But body mounts are what's killing me. I cannot figure out how to mount it because it's on that Sen 450 chassis.
Oh.
And I had Scott fill the holes in the side of it so it looks better, whatever.
So you can't use a shop truck.
So I can't use the shop truck stuff. I can't use anything that goes in the side like it would. So I'm thinking about just magnets or something. I don't know. Scale bolts going like through the bed, I think, is probably how the bed's gonna mount.
If you can run the bolts down and then have them just key into a hole.
Yeah. Because I don't know what those were, but Chad, when he mounted that Dodge body, they're like L brackets, and that's how he mounted everything. They're just all screwed into those. They actually look like body mounts as well.
You can run a bracket off your front frame rails and maybe the 2 screws that hold the front bumper to like the grill, aim them down like you would on the bed, and then those can key into a hole also.
Yeah. The frame rail is like right behind the bumper because I was going to use that front frame rail as a body mount.
Okay.
So basically what I've done, it's got almost like what you'd consider shocks on it, like the bumper shocks for a real car. So it's got 2 on the end of each frame rail. It has like a 4 square bolt hole on both sides. So I screwed a piece of aluminum into that, and then I actually took the square body bumper mount, the 3 along the bottom. So I took the outside 2 and drilled holes there, so then you can mount the bumper to that aluminum piece, and that would actually mount the front of the body as well. Because I'll probably end up putting inner fenders in it, and then I don't know where the battery would go, but everything's going to be hidden.
Jared, he also uses big turkey pans to keep builds together. That'll do it. Jay Fitch, hello. He said, I've got a V2 G-Speed chassis I need a build idea for.
Chad said just a free bracket file for a shelf, and I scaled it down. I'll toss you some in the Team Ramrod box. Awesome. Awesome.
Ryan Davis says, magnets are always my last resort if you can't find anything else for the body mount. Those are Velcro. See, I'd rather have magnets over
I
Velcro.
do love me some Velcows.
Especially if it's just going to be
Velcows.
especially if it's just going to be a shelf queen. I'd rather just
Yeah.
magnets.
Yeah.
I need to finish this thing.
Yeah, you do.
Matt says you do.
We discussed this. I mean, the easy part's done. Just think of it that way.
Yeah.
The main cage.
Yeah, you've done the easy part. The hard part's the rest of it. That's the bitch.
Is the front just balancing on the back of the transmission?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it needs to come up just a hair.
Thought about moving my front axle forward. Go ahead.
Jay says toolbox in the bed for the battery.
I'm probably never gonna drive it, so I don't really need to worry about where the battery goes. To tell you the truth, as far as what I'm doing, the only time I'd ever drive it would be rolling beauty shot kind of video stuff or whatever. And if I did that, I would probably take one of those little 650 or 850 compacts we have and Velcro it to the bottom of the front of the bed, so that way it's kind of hidden, and then go from there. I just really I understand what you're saying, but I really want to keep from drilling any big ass holes that I have to run wires and stuff through in the body, just because it's so freaking expensive.
I think I want to rotate the motor down on this one, and then have access to put my battery up under the hood.
Did I show you my Ford motor mount done last night?
I don't think so.
Let me see if I got it over here.
Just instead of having to pull the body off every time to change the battery, I'd rather just open the hood and there it is.
Yeah.
Big Egg says, any of you end up with Holmes 2-in-1s?
I got 2.
Thoughts?
I haven't run it yet.
They look good in package?
Yeah, I put one in the pineapple, and driving it around the garage floor looks fine. I know that if you don't plug the white wire in to begin with, let it arm, and then leave it that way, I think, then it doesn't have the drag brake variability. It's all on. It seemed to, it's on a garage.
So is it instant drag brake? It's
Yeah,
preset?
it was on a dusty garage floor, but you take it was on 4-cell. I blasted it across the freaking garage, let off of it, and it locked all 4 of them up. And so.
Are the mics getting leakers? No, right now, no. It's not looking good.
Boo.
I'm not saying I wouldn't be looking at other TF2s, but it's not in the books right now.
Well, I need to find a Blazer. So. I need to,
There was
a Blazer chassis.
There was a black edition for sale on Marketplace.
Yeah. I really just need the chassis. I need the rails. Because I can take everything off that K10 that I got off Kirby and put it into. It's just going to be a pretty. So.
You find a black edition, I'll buy the body.
Okay.
And I'll put it on my shop truck.
Okay. See what I can do. And that'll give me a spare rear axle for my blue truck.
Ooh, bonus.
Heyo.
But you probably need at least 3 of them.
I almost brought stuff to AR-44 swap it tonight, but I don't have a 3-piece built. The AR-44 set that I was selling they're single pieces. So I did talk about that though. I almost wonder if I want to put AR-45s under it, if I can swing that.
Why?
I like the offset front axle for one. Having the center pumpkin and doing 44s on it was just not. It's a pain in the dick. Everything wants to share that same center.
Are they driver or passenger?
Passenger. Oh, those are driver.
Driver.
But 1-to-1 would be passenger.
Yeah. I don't really care about that as much past being a 44 instead of the Yoda is really what I'm saying. As long as it's not Yoda's under a square body, I'm okay with it.
Good evening, Cody.
Hi.
Yeah, that would be like a Yoda having 44s.
Yeah.
I just.
Well, I mean,
it's not right.
in all honesty,
I mean,
it would though.
that is acceptable.
Yeah, that's actually, especially if you go up to 475s, like you'd
It doesn't
100% have 1 tons on it.
It doesn't look the part.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, 1 tons. Yeah, throw Chevy axles
you
under
would
it.
have tons under to fit you if you were running 40s, 42s,
Yeah.
whatever. But you would never throw Yoda axles under a square body.
No. Yep, I get that.
I almost don't mind the back because it kind of looks enough like a 9-inch that I can like pretend. But
I can pretend.
What's if you were to 44 the rear and leave the RC4 wheel drive front? Are the ratios different?
I don't know.
Are they close enough you can get away with it?
Believe me, that thought has crossed my mind also. However, I assume that once I upgrade the rear, the front is probably next. I mean,
Yeah.
just
I would assume so.
Cody, hello.
Joey's RC Life. What is up, all? Better known. Oh, okay. What's going on?
Hello.
Better known as Playboy.
How you doing?
Playboy 1967 42 36. Huh!
Only she's 5'3".
36 24 36. Only is she 5'3".
So at my last job, there was an installer. It was our only white guy crew,
Oh, yeah.
and he was an older guy. And he would come in and be like, "What's up, Playboy?"
Dude, some of those.
So I thought about him every time I would see a comment from him.
Dude, I just
That's
noticed
funny.
this side is full of stickers. This side has nothing.
What? Well, he doesn't really need to see behind him, through the quarter windows.
That's fair. Yeah.
Gotta be able to see the other side.
I like this thing so much.
I do too. I think it looks good.
Like I told you guys earlier, I think this is my dedicated trail rig this year. Then it gives me don't have to do anything with the BS410.
Yeah.
You don't want to get that done though?
I do want to get it done, but
I think
it's just there.
Doug and I have the same build drive right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I have one together. That's all I need.
Yeah.
I don't even care if I have that.
I don't know that my Unlimited is going to get done this year again. I don't think I really have the care to do it. Ever since you sent me that one buggy, now I really immediately just want to build that. The portal buggy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to looking and I was just like, yep. So I pulled an XL body out of the back, out of one of the boxes. It's up on the shelf. I tore the portal truck apart. So it's chilling in a box, and I was like, it won't take that long to make that buggy. It doesn't have that.
I really want to do that Liberty buggy.
Yeah. There was that too.
Because
A lot of people want you to do
Yeah,
the
I
Liberty
know.
buggy.
A lot of people want me to sell that
Yeah.
body so they can do the Liberty buggy.
I was looking forward to seeing the picture of what your lightweight body selection means. Like you have,
Lexan?
No, when you
Oh.
put all your bodies, some dude says, "Oh, that's just child's play," or "That's
Oh, and
Corey.
Corey.
was it
Yeah.
Corey?"
yeah.
It's like, but we never saw what.
Yeah, he didn't say anything. Corey's got a lot of stuff, but I don't know how much stuff he has really.
Cody's gonna put his 4Runner back together.
Hey,
Joey's RC Life YouTube used my old email for his channel name.
that happens.
That'll do it.
Yup. Yep. You can change it, but I don't exactly. I don't know how that works because, like, Nolan comes up as Nolan Smith here, but when he comments on stuff, it's Fox Body 87, some
Really?
shit like whatever. And I've noticed some people do that because people will comment, and I'm like, who the hell is this? And then they start talking to me, and I'm like, oh, this is whatever, but it's not their normal screen name. I have an extra set of VP AR60s, but not sure what to use them for. I already have a set of VP under my Wraith.
Really wide way.
Really wide, boys.
I'm worried about using Capras in my Unlimited.
Yeah. If I was being honest and you just wanted to build a buggy, unless you want to build something with like 2.2s and like 6-inch tires, I would take the money from the VP60s, sell them, buy a set of F10s, buy a VFD, buy the link, but hell, buy a whole damn Phoenix kit or whatever the hell you want to do, probably. And then build a buggy out of it. Because for what I mean, depending on how nice they are, I guess, but even shitty all VP AR60s are $400.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on the low end, probably, of, if they're really nice.
This is my
NOD2?
NOD2 for my IFS buggy.
IRFS?
What? No, just IFS. And then I bought a set of F9 housings that have been chopped up for leaf springs,
Alright.
which I don't need any of the link mounts or the upper link mounts for the rear axles. So I was like, oh, there's my rear axle.
Yeah. I have a random D44 front that I have to match now. So I need to find a rear D44.
Joey said he was able to get in somehow and changed it. Doctor misses his Rancho he used to have. And Jay says he needs Tommy's AR60s.
There you go.
There you go. We're bringing this full circle using the community and stuff.
I don't know why, but this being open just worries me.
Oh, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not even that I'm gonna get shit in it, because I'll probably build enough of an interior that it'll be all right.
Maybe.
Question mark?
It'll be all right. Question mark?
That's like what they used to, like the hamburger had the cover, or the cheeseburger had a cover or something?
Cheeseburger had the cover.
Okay. Cheese cover.
Because I have one still. And I keep putting it in things, and I'm like, this thing's stupid. And I pull it out right now.
What's wrong with it?
It's shaped really weird.
Yeah.
So like, it's just weird. It's got an odd ass gear pitch. It's not 32 pitch. Learned that the hard way.
Mod 8? Is it the one that's just slightly off?
I think so. No, it's a mod something else. Matt told me it's a Berg.
Okay.
It uses Berg gears, so whatever the hell he used. Because that's why I destroyed the other one that I had. The one that luckily I bought off of the drunk ding dong for the court money.
Yep.
Yeah, I destroyed that bitch. I put a 32 pitch on and was like, oh, cool. And it was a little loud. And I was like, so I messed with the gear mesh and it got quieter. But I was like, well, maybe that's what these gears sound like. And I think I took it down my driveway and halfway back. And all of a sudden I was like, whing! I was like, oh, cool.
Did you guys see the newer style XR10 axles that Deluxe is going to be?
I did not see those.
Sweet.
That is a interesting venture
Yes.
to make axles for something that's been out of production for 15 years.
But I think aren't they still running that kind of shit out on the
Yeah,
West
But-
Coast?
Yep. Yep.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all nice one-piece machine aluminum deal.
That's cool.
Yep. Yeah, someone posted up and was like, do you guys know what this is? And I was like, I do.
Yeah.
I know what it looks like.
I have I think, almost all the parts. I need the Cloudbuster hexes for my pimp cane. That video is almost done, but I'd like to have it together for the final wrap up of look, this is whatever. So, but I need the hexes, and I still can't figure out. He said it needs an axle, and I don't know. Nothing felt broke, so I'm not sure. What was
I think one of the stubs, the threads were broke off.
Is that what it was?
I think so. Yeah, I think the threads are not there on one of the axles.
Okay,
that would need an axle at that point.
That would need an axle.
that's very true. Very true.
Confirmed.
Yeah, but I like to get that running, and I'd like to just go take it somewhere, even with the Moabs, because I know they suck, but it would still be cool to just go run an old pimp cane.
Yep.
It was so weird doing that video, and these used to be the shit, and it was just the hardest M3, not sticky.
Now they are shit.
thick ass rubber.
Sounds great. Tom
But hey.
Frost said he's actually getting into comp crawlers, and a lot of guys in Washington are running XR width axles under their cheater rigs.
Really?
Now, when you say XR width axles, are you like Vanquish had XR width Curries?
Yeah. My deluxe is in my Pro Modder XR width.
Yeah.
You could modify some of the earlier axles with a different C hub, I believe.
You chop
and get
the
XR width.
you chop the hubs off of the Scorpion AX10. You lopped them off and they were splined, and you just
Okay.
Yeah, just a little bit of that.
AX10, yeah.
yeah.
Until that guy just says, I want my chat name to be Metric Man. Yes, I support this.
Do it. Do it. It's for the WRCCA Pro MOA class builds, yeah. Tom said, I believe AX10, they use AR60 gears, but between AR44 and XR, AR, yeah. So XR width was like an actual width, right?
Mhm.
Like, I guess that's the easiest way to put it.
Yeah.
Like, that was an actual thing, but it was a different axle. So basically, all they did was say, okay, well, now let's make that like a measurement to base off of, I guess is kind of the fair way to put it.
Yeah, because the XR axles were MOA axles.
Right.
So the XR width was transferred over into straight axles.
Yeah.
The shafties.
Yeah.
And
You smell it?
no.
I don't smell anything other than my legs fucking getting ice cubes on them from this fan that I turned on. I was gonna ask you, those super shafties are the same ones that you had, right?
Yes.
They're the ones from you. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah. AX10s and AR60s shared the same ring and pinion.
Yes.
Big boys.
Yeah, they're chunky. But I mean, if you had decent gears in them, you weren't breaking them, that's
No.
for sure.
And there for a while, you could get the over and underdrive gear sets off of Amazon for like dirt cheap because people were buying them thinking they were for AR-44s. So they'd open them and then
Yeah.
return them.
And go, shit, these gears are enormous. This doesn't fit at all.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Big Egg wants some Super Shafty CP41s. Now, see, I haven't followed the Super Shafty. I know, like, the different numbers determine the width,
Yeah.
but so I think the 41s are the, like, skinny boys?
They say you're following more than I did.
This is a 43 as well, right?
Yes.
Or is one of them a portal, one of them straight?
Maybe?
He says portal version.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 41s are
I do
portal.
smell that, but it smells like chicken.
No, it's cookie.
Oh, it's cookies. I smell KFC.
Not anymore. If here you don't.
Bah! Ooh. Dang.
Class 1.
Okay. Nice.
Okay. So, yeah, skinny boy portals.
Hard to get 60 parts nowadays. I run 60s in my rock bouncer and TTC rigs. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's really still a very good use for AR-60s. Because, like, any kind of comp, you can't use them. You know, there was a guy that was trying to use them at our We Rock the last time. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad he stuck it out. And was like, okay, I'm already here. I'm just going to try and run it and do my best, you know, whatever. And it seemed like he learned a lot of, like, oh, this does not work the way that I thought it would. Which is good, because a lot of times, you know, that says a lot about him, because a lot of times people get so butthurt about how they think things should work. And then when you're like, that doesn't work that way, but here's how it could help you. And some people are like, well, I don't want your fucking help. Okay, keep spending your money on Amazon. I don't care. Whatever you want to do.
Right.
Like, it's your truck. I don't care. I'm just trying to help.
trying to help, and you're not letting us.
The rift axles are not as strong and too wide. I didn't know they weren't as strong. I did know that they were stupid wide. What I was kind of surprised about is I thought that by now someone would have made an RB, was that RB18? RB4? Rift axle, whatever, a narrower housing for it. And like you just lop one of the axle shafts off and like make a flat or something. To make them for those bouncers and shit, because they're like this fucking
They're really
wide. They're
wide.
huge.
Yeah.
AR60s are good in a pulling truck front with the SCX-10 one rear. I have seen that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you have the 2 different widths of track width.
Yeah. Your rear is not following in the front track width.
Yep.
So it's fresh dirt, all 4 wheels.
Learn something new every
Just
day.
like the real deal.
Really?
Yeah, look at a 4-wheel drive pulling
No,
truck. And the rears are like tucked under the bed, and the fronts are halfway sticking out.
the front's basically tubbed, or the rear is basically tubbed.
Yeah.
And they have like super high offset wheels usually to stick the wheels real far in, and then the fronts will be like super like high offset, sticking way out with dually adapters sometimes to just get those bitches way out there.
Goes to show how much I pay attention to those.
J Fitch, I've got a set of AR60s on a Capra cage with Wraith everything else. So a Wraith transmission and links on a Capra cage.
See, I feel like that's just too damn wide. Because I feel like Capras are too wide for a Capra cage.
I don't really like
Sounds like a
Capras.
Wraith with just a cage swap.
Yeah, basically. I had a rift and I broke 2 front axles in 1 season of rock bouncing. It was annoying. I ran plastic 60s the first couple years of rock bouncing and took a while to even bend one. Really?
I wonder if the tube is just thinner.
Well, I mean,
on the roof.
that and the fact that the goddamn axle shafts are this freaking long.
Yeah.
You know? It sucks trying to sell a 1-to-1 truck. You tell somebody no to a lowball offer, and they keep coming up $100 at a time. It's still low. I just block them.
Yeah. You're just wasting your time at that point.
Yep.
Well, I also like, so I sold the stock wheels and tires off the truck. And this guy was like, well, you're about 2 hours away from me, so will you take this amount?
Not my problem.
Your travel time does not affect my dollar.
Nope.
Yeah.
Like, what does that have to do with anything?
Can you compensate me? No.
Nope. Sorry.
You want them that bad?
So you have to determine whether this deal is worth it,
Mm-hmm.
factoring in your drive time.
Yeah. Yep.
The guy came from Cincinnati to get him, though.
Tom said the housings on the 60s had a little more flex to them, as to the rift housings were really hard plastic and brittle.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
I knew they were breaking at first, but I thought they fixed that. I thought they were doing the Capra, snap the hub off kind of thing. I thought the rifts were doing the same thing. I had a guy called me a lazy fuck because I didn't want to crawl under a lower truck to take pictures of the frame.
Come look at it.
See, that's not fair. And I see both sides of this. It's not fair to say come look at it unless he is local. Like I hit up a lady the other day whenever Robert sent me that Malibu, and she's in fucking Alabama. And I was like, hey, I am literally 10 hours away. I can't just come hop in a car and go look at it. Can you take me some more pictures? She said, yeah. And then she never sent me more pictures. So I guess she wants to keep it, whatever. But,
Most random pictures. Can you send me a picture of the gas cap?
yeah. But, that's just me. I bought a lot of cars from
I mean, that's fair.
Illinois, Indiana, or Illinois, Ohio, Kentucky, stuff like that, where I'm too far away to just come check it out real quick. But he wanted the complete frame.
I would hold your phone down and
Get the Bluetooth thing that operates the camera to slide your phone through there. You have to wonder though, especially after seeing a lot of lowered and mini truck build stuff on Facebook and like the holy shit, this actually was on the road kind of thing. You can't really blame him for wanting to see the damn frame.
Mm.
I looked at a square body long bed one time with my buddy, with Robert, and the guy had used angle iron to make the notch in the back.
Nice.
Yeah. And it looked like I let Holden weld it together. It was something. And I was just like, oh, that is not good.
It's what he had at the time. He was doing his best.
Yeah, cool story. And so I told him no, and we saw it at the Suds probably a year later, and the guy that bought it, I believe, had not fixed it, but he like added to it, so it was better.
More bubblegum oil?
More gooder, but still not good.
More gooder.
Yeah, picture the front. Picture the brake pads, please.
Truck sits 4 to 5 inches off the ground. I mean, that's plenty for your phone. Quit being a little crybaby. I found a set of Vanquish front shafts and bought them right away a couple months ago. Oh, hell yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, what was the one the shafts you used to be able to get that had like a 6mm stub shaft? It's like supposed to be like indestructible.
Shit.
Yep.
M300s. 300
300M.
M300, something like that?
So, yeah.
Yeah. I think it was M300s for the TLT.
Yeah.
Well, 300M is the material.
Super 300s?
Super 300, that's what it was, I think.
I think that's what it was. But you could get them for, the TLTs, but I think you could also get them for SEX.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were supposed to be indestructible. You couldn't break them.
Yeah.
They were.
That's what I got for the front of my Pro Mod. They're 8mm deluxes. They're big old bitches. You gotta run special hubs and all sorts of shit.
I'll bet.
Proper English, more gooder.
Yes. Yes'm.
Not good, but not as bad. So more good.
Yeah, I'll just drive it to work next time, take pictures of everything, and I bet someone would still want something else.
That's what I was thinking, knowing what you do for a living. Like, just drive it to work, put it on a lift, and that scared me.
Yeah, because I didn't know what that was either. She was sliding down the rest of the
I
stairs.
was like, well, now 2 women have fallen down the stairs like idiots.
Good times.
Thank you.
Mattress in the frame.
There, you can't get it out of the frame.
You put it there.
Everywhere.
Scooch it.
Way to go.
Scooch it.
I mean, people are commenting, where's the fish?
It's fine. It's clean. Like, it's
I'm-
not
well,
gross.
yeah.
Yeah, the stain's on the other side, so it's
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't pee on that one.
All the Emily's fucking heart-shaped bubbles are on the other side.
wow.
I could leave Emily alone, but the rest of the dudes she knows won't.
Chad says everything's figure-outable.
Good night, Jared.
He says 2
My
a.m.
bad.
comes early to head to Indiana.
Ugh. Tom said sleepover.
Sleepover.
Ryan, they're just chocolate chip cookies.
Yep. Oh, they're soft too.
They're peanut butter chocolate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. It's melty.
Still warm, quite melty. So. Oh yeah, we were talking about.
Tom still needs to figure out something for dinner.
Chad said I'll trade some prints for some cookies. Deal. Done.
That's going to be some expensive prints for you.
Damn.
Why are these expensive cookies?
Yeah. Homemade. Delicious homemade cookies from Haley.
They are.
They're expensive now. Yeah, they are expensive. I think my favorite thing on my 6-scale buggy is my rear shock tower. Is very happy with how they came out. They do look good, and I saw Andre really liked them as well.
Yep.
Mm. Well, I was thinking, I asked Andre to make me something, and I have a feeling he's just gonna be like, "Hey, you owe me $32, and it'll be there Tuesday."
That's what Levi did to me. I'm like, hey, can I get price on these tires? He's like, they'll be here Thursday.
Yeah. I definitely don't do that anymore. If I ordered something that everybody asked about every time, it would be, I'd have a lot less money, that's for sure. And a lot more shit sitting around.
Yeah.
How much are a set of deluxes with in purple with green caps, 96s, but I want other springs? I'm like, your total would be like $130. Okay. And then just never hear from them.
Not go ahead or no
So,
Yeah.
what these?
Pizza Hut for dinner. Dang. Pizza Hut has some good ass breadsticks. Bread slabs. I'm not sure what. I wouldn't call those sticks.
Not sticks.
I don't know what they're called.
I don't know. They were good.
Bread
though.
strips.
I wouldn't call them
Bread
good either,
strips?
though.
Bread strips. What?
I wouldn't call them good either, though.
What?
Dude, I love Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut bread things were delicious.
They're so delicious, you don't even know what the fuck to call them.
Well, they're not. I mean, they were called breadsticks, but I wouldn't call them breadsticks. They don't look like sticks. They're like flat.
They're like Lincoln logs.
Yeah, kind of like that. They look like Lincoln Logs in and out.
Go turn in my bucket.
You know, they still do that, right?
No, they don't. I don't think so.
Let's see.
I think that died in the 90s with us.
As of like a few,
Did the bunny bite you?
No, I kicked the wall.
we looked it up like within the last 3 months.
How do you
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't honestly.
because they do it for like, I think it's for like homeschool
Okay.
programs. You can still.
I honestly didn't realize it was
Yeah.
still around.
All right, hang on. We gotta figure
Okay,
this
catch
out.
up.
Dustin said, "Same here with the charge boxes. How much starts at 500 silent?" I think you have to definitely be very on board with one of your charge boxes to really like see the value in those.
The problem is people are like, "Oh, that would be nice."
I hope it's only $17.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, it's not $17." Oh, well, fuck you. Does the printed LJ thing make anyone else want to sell their TJ LJ stuff? Just me? Yeah, it's just you.
No, his YouTube came back.
Tom said, "Ooh, that reminds me. I got pizza from the Rock Pizza. Never heard of it."
Me neither.
Jay said, "I got the new garlic knots, crust pizza, and wings." Oh, damn, that sounds good.
Ooh.
John had leftover brisket with peppers and potatoes and bread.
Oh,
Yeah.
Speaking of brisket,
Yeah.
Arby's brisket sandwich.
You are really on an Arby's
I
like
am.
the last
Arby's.
year.
Arby's. Is
Arby's could do no wrong to Doug.
Nope. They got. Yeah.
Well, he must have a better Arby's than we have.
Yeah.
Because the Arby's down the street from us is garbage.
The 131 right in front of Grover.
I'm pretty sure it's like two
What?
15-year-old kids that run it. And when they're not cooking food, they're just smoking weed. Like,
Oh,
they
yeah?
order is always fucked up.
Same.
Most of the time it's cold.
I mean, that's what I was doing when I was 16 and worked at Burger King.
Getting high.
Better than our rallies.
Yeah, the rallies there by the mall is,
It's going down.
yeah.
I've never had a problem with that place.
The last time there was a scary guy with one eye there.
One eye.
Yeah.
Did he go? Arr!
He can see his future there.
He messed up our order, and that was a mess.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with the rallies. Arby's, I feel like, is just very bleh. Their fries are good when they're good.
Speaking of the garlic knots, Haley sent me a video.
Garlic.
Where was that place? Up in New York or something?
Yeah, I was in New York State.
They took like
New York City.
this giant garlic knot, cut it in half, like made it into a bun. And then it was a chicken parmesan cutlet that was like this big. And they like dipped it all in a meat sauce and then had cheese on it and then more meat sauce on top of it and then like garlic butter on top of all of it. God, it was so good.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
I saved the video. I'm like, I'm gonna try and recreate.
Have you found the sandwich guy on YouTube?
Pick out a Monday, I'll be here.
He's annoying as shit, but he makes some really big ass sandwiches, and half the comments are making fun of him or talking about how he's just so cool sandwich and forget about it and how you doing and stuff like that or whatever. But like some of the comments are like, yeah, and then this sandwich is $74. Like this dude will take a piece of bread like this and he'll slice it in half, fold it open. He's like, now we're gonna hit it with some mozzarella, and he'll take a whole freaking log of mozz and chop it and lay it on there, and you're like, that's a lot of goddamn cheese. And then he's like, now hit it with that prosciutto. How you doing? And then he'll take like 6 slices of prosciutto and like start layering them like brick style. And then he's like, he'll take a different kind of meat, capicola or whatever, and it's just bam, bam. And then it's lettuce, and he just takes like and they'll put tomatoes and peppers and like all this sauce on it. And he's like, there you go. And then he folds it up, and that bitch is like this tall, and it's like this big around. And he's like, that's how you make a fucking Italian fuck your mother, or whatever, And it's like, that sandwich would literally be almost $100. Like, there's no way that you could good. I'm sure it's delicious.
It better be.
But I'm just saying, like, there's no way a sandwich that big, full of that stuff, is something you're just continually selling. Because he had one, what reminded me of it was chicken cutlets. And he had 6 chicken cutlets, Parmesan chicken cutlets, lined up on this piece of bread that was like this. I mean, they were just, like, stacked, not even half under. It was, like, more than half under. There's, like, 3 pounds of chicken on there.
Yeah, but it's probably not for one person.
I've never been to his thing. I don't know. I watch him, and he was cool for about 3 videos. And then he got real uncool.
No, but what I'm saying, like, is if that's designed to be split amongst 4 people,
Right. $80 isn't that bad for a sandwich if, it's 4 people.
as delicious as you just described, not at all.
Sandwich.
George's in.
BMFRC says, the funniest sandwich story I've heard in a while. Arby's curly fries are awesome. Let's see. Chad said his
Fresh
favorite-
Arby's curly fries are delicious.
Yes. Fresh Rally's fries are delicious as well.
Yeah. So that's my biggest complaint with our Arby's is like a lot of times it's not fresh.
It
like
was
you
fresh
out,
noon.
like it's delicious.
Yeah. Let's see. Blind guy said Arby's fries are awesome. Glenn said, to be honest, the price of those charge boxes is the only reason I don't have one. It's 100% worth it. I just can't swing it. I just don't need one, I think, is really the only thing that, like, I think you have to be probably into planes, maybe, to where it would really make sense, where you're just out in the middle of a field, and you need batteries and stuff like that. Black guy said, we had a Papa John's the other day, pretty good. We had Domino's, and they had stuffed, like, mozzarella stick crust or something like that.
Yes,
Stuffed
cheese
crust.
Poke.
Is it good?
Dude, yes.
So a few months ago, one of the girls I work with was talking about how she had Domino stuffed crust, and the rest of us looked at each other like, "Hold up, Domino's has stuffed crust?
Hold up.
She's like, "Yeah," and so like I knew where she lived. That's creepy, but anyway,
This guy. Sorry.
I think I have seen him.
Yeah. He's annoying as shit, but whatever, sorry.
Anyway, I did the flooring in her apartment, the apartment complex that she lives in. That's how I know. Anyway, so I looked up the Domino's like down the street from her and called. I'm like, do you guys have stuffed crust? And the guy's like, no, we've never had stuffed crust.
I've seen the commercial. Yeah.
She's like, I was clearly drunk whenever we get pizza and didn't realize that we got Pizza Hut stuffed crust. But now Domino's has stuffed
I was
crust.
gonna say I thought.
Yeah, they just within the last couple weeks. What are you doing?
I'm posting a link to his short, so that way anybody that wants to watch can, pull up another window and check it out real quick.
Tom Frost says, speaking of Chargebox, didn't y'all take a power bank you got online to beat the creek? How did it work?
We didn't use it because we
No.
didn't do anything.
We sat in the rain.
Yeah, like
Yeah, we didn't use it in the rain, so.
Dustin understands that they are definitely not in everyone's budget, but you do a lot of crawling that would be a great addition.
yeah. I just posted a link to that guy's video in my group, so go check that out on Facebook.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. No, he just doesn't do that. He just does like this thing each, and he always slides in. He's like, and he'll cut the bread, and he'll like do this weird slide thing.
Damn.
Cool.
Yeah.
I really like that part. I'll just watch them watch it.
Here, you fucking
No,
baby.
I don't want to see it.
You're not only gonna see it, you're gonna listen to it. That's a sharp ass knife too, by the way. He slices the shit out of.
No, Ryan, I don't think we sang in the rain.
The Italian. First we draw on the mortadella.
How you
What is
doing?
mortadella? From Italy, not from Canada, not from China. You
Fuck
see?
Yeah, not from Canada.
Yeah.
So I'd like to point out that, and you guys can watch it because Matt posted a video of it. But this is 3 foot long sub.
This isn't what he normally makes, though. Is what I'm saying. Giovanni Apolelli or some shit like that.
Anyway, so I looked up the Domino's,
Oh.
like
Ah.
down the street from me.
Yeah, you gotta listen to
Yeah,
yourself.
you went backwards.
Yeah. Let's see.
Tom Frost says, oh, that's right. I was looking forward to an honest review about it. We have a couple 3-day events here a year, and packing a big generator just for a couple chargers is annoying.
Yeah, no, like it would be 100%,
All the
but it
ingredients
just
to make a wrap. Wow, look at this.
I don't know. Well, so the charging station thing that we bought or that I bought, it does USB and some other shit. I don't know. I went over it in the video or whatever. Like it's gonna be useful eventually. We just didn't get to use it.
Time to
Shut up. How you doing? And I
It's
also
almost
watched
like the trucker guy that goes and moves the equipment. He's always ends his videos like, fuck your mom.
I haven't seen that either.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
Tom, what you're talking about, something that, like, what Dustin makes would be perfect for you.
Yeah. It's a power bank. It has a built-in 55 amp hour battery pack. No AC output, but it will power DC stuff great. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, I was fully planning on using it, but like most of it was going to be, cuz I have a little like Bluetooth speaker or whatever. I figured, I'd end up charging it, and I took my phone charger because, playing music through the Bluetooth. Because normally when we go somewhere, we're standing up talking to people all day. We've got some music going in the background, Luckily, Mark had music playing. We kind of listen to that, but
Dustin runs
with scissors. DR Custom Wiring is who you're looking for right up there.
Yeah, DR Custom Wiring. It's Ramsayer
Ramsayer. I don't know.
on the Book of Faces, or he's also DR Custom Wiring.
I was gonna say, I'm sure he prefers you hit him up on DR Custom Wiring.
Doctor runs with scissors.
I had a couple people hit me up about the RAM charger body today. Then I told them what I wanted for it, and they weren't interested anymore.
Silence?
Yeah. But I mean, when you have a body that they didn't make too many of, and then I find them new in pack, like the last one I paid $150 for. The nice one that I got by itself. Like, so it's $150.
Mhm.
Crickets. I really want to build it though. I don't give a fuck what you want to do with it.
Right.
Like, that's not my problem.
Once you give me money for it, I don't care what you do with it.
Set it on fire. Tom, also, I mean, I don't think it needs to be said, but I think it is need to be said, I guess. Dustin is one of our actual friends, super good dude. So, you know, if you send him money or whatever, I would pretty much personally say that, like, there's no worries, you know, as far as
Not
that
at all.
goes.
Agreed.
Yeah, Dustin's a good dude.
Yep, definitely.
But in all fairness, I don't think any of the three of us would ever suggest or really talk to hang out with anyone that's not a solid person.
We do talk to Glenn a lot.
Yeah. We have made a mistake before, but I think no, but the only person I can say that we have ever would have vouched for that ended up was Wreck-It Ralph. But I think he died, personally.
Crickets.
Yeah. I think something happened with him, but that's just me. We love you, buddy.
Yep.
Now, what happened with that whole situation?
He was building bumpers for people, building
Right.
a shitload of them, like scale
Yeah.
fab style, en masse, and then all of a sudden just disappeared.
with people's money.
Yeah. And I know we didn't know him, but he never seemed like that kind of guy. And then his
Yeah.
Facebook got deactivated and just gone.
Yeah.
It was just weird for the way that it happened was very odd. Of, you know, like the kind of guy that he seemed to be. And then he gets into a spot where he's making a shitload of bumpers and stuff and actually selling them and has people prepaying. And then all of a sudden he just runs off. Like at $30 a pop, you know, even if he had 20 bumpers to build, like $600, that's what you're
Yeah.
you're gonna roll out with $600. Like, okay, whatever.
Tom said that's comforting because I'm running into issues with TGH, which I thought would never happen with them.
So
I have been seeing a lot of that.
that's a whole situation that I know a little about, but don't know enough about to speak on. I talked to a couple people about it at Beat the Creek, and I don't understand exactly what's going on, so I can't really give any info about that.
Alrighty then.
Mm-hmm.
I
Thanks for that.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I know a little bit of what other people don't know or whatever because of the people I've talked to, but like, what I do know still doesn't make any sense. So I'm in the dark as much as you guys as far as like making some sort of understanding about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that definitely helped clear it up.
Fuck you.
Jay, yes, he is a great person. He's one of those that if he can help you, he's going to.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah. We've discussed, the three of us, that there are a few people that we are actually friends with that, like, I kind of wish they lived closer, that we would see them more often.
Yeah.
And Dustin is definitely one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Tom said, I'm not looking for info, I'm just saying that's an example of something. No. We understand. But, I mean, when you bring it up, you know, like, we'll always talk about stuff or whatever. But I don't know, like, I heard part of the tariff thing was part of it. But that doesn't make any sense because a lot of that stuff, I don't know where it was made, I guess. You know, I guess that's fair enough. But, like, it all had Chinese knockoff that was way higher tolerances than what actual TGH stuff was. So, I mean, I guess that's possible, but from what I understood, China had something to do with it. Then it was also maybe some family stuff or something. Like I said, I never really got a whole lot of detail. I came in on a back of a conversation, they were discussing it. I kind of was like, yep, that's crazy. I just walked away. Because it was raining, you know, Beat the Creek and also.
That's how I felt too. That's crazy.
That's crazy. A lot of stuff that,
Oh no.
a lot of things that, it's like the whole Rusty Customs. I've heard good and bad, but there's too much both ways to trust it. What sucks about Rusty was there for a good 9 months or so. I was giving that guy a lot of money, and everything was good until it wasn't. That's what sucked. And now, I don't know what his problem was. I know he was having some issues and stuff with family things that I could understand, and I tried to be understanding. But in the very long end of it, it came down to he lied to me about what was done. He charged me, and then told me that he would ship it, told me he would ship it, told me he would ship it. And like 3 weeks after that, I said, "You're close enough that I can come get it if I need to. But I don't want to, and I don't think you want me to come get it." And he, within 30 minutes, was like, "I just got done snowplowing for the last 3 months," or whatever the hell he was trying to bullshit about. Sent me a tracking number, and all the shit was on its way. So
I remember that because
Yeah.
you were out of town.
I was out of town. I was.
That was a nice package.
But I had him send it to Jordan. And
Yeah.
Jordan was sending me pictures of things that were supposed to be done that, I had paid for or whatever, because he definitely...
I had to do inventory on,
Yeah.
on the box or boxes.
Yeah. Yeah, the recluse cage was the very last thing that he ever did for me. That was actually done. A lot of it was blasted or was acid dipped, and then some of it was half done, whatever. So then I met Bateman, and I had him do all my shit, and then he had to quit too. Jared Hopper, he's back. But Jay, I would highly suggest the thing about Rusty would be I would trust him to buy something off of him. What I would not do, and what he told me he was going to stop doing, would be custom work.
Custom work.
I would not send him something and say, "Hey, I need this done, yada, yada, yada," and then have him do it and send it back. Because right before everything fell out with he and I, he was telling me, "I can't keep up with all the custom work. I'm thinking about only doing, so much." And I actually told him, "What you need to do is, these are the wheels I have for sale. If you want to buy one of these sets, then that's fine, but I can't do custom work right now. You have to slow down. You have to pull back to, these are done, I can sell them," as opposed to, he was telling everybody yes. So he's got 30 orders stacked up, and it was just, he was in over his head. And not that I'm like the grand poobah or whatever, but he didn't listen. And then that's where he got in trouble of, had all this shit go wrong. And so now he's using, I know he lost his VP dealer, whatever the hell, because of it.
And unless he's just not making as much money on them, he's doing VP again.
It's possible. I mean, there's always a workaround, I'm sure,
Yeah.
But
Well, there for a while he was just doing
he was
like
just doing
Amazon
China. Yeah.
wheels.
Yeah, I know when I talked to Steve, he had really dropped the ball for what they wanted.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Tom said I ordered something and found out a month later he was out of the country on vacation, which great, you need it every now and then, but it went on for almost 3 months. Holy shit. Asked for a refund and never got it. Jesus.
Damn.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of posts here lately about
TGH.
yeah.
Yeah,
And like-
I wouldn't be surprised if that website comes down and everything closes.
The other drama that I want to know about is UC Fab and Frog Dick or whatever it was.
What? Wow.
Frog, whatever it is.
Frog.
The FRD6, the single speed
Oh, yes.
for the 6 transmission.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, so he's waiting for his supply back, or he's waiting for his transmissions back from the first person that was selling them.
Well, yeah, UC Fab made a post that was like, effective immediately, UC Fab and Frog Dick, whoever, are no longer.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, what's going on? I'm not going into it.
Yeah.
But this is. It's like, all right, well,
Yep.
I mean, that is the hard part of some of this is, some people have to pick their battles.
But then what I didn't get was, sorry,
Oh, you're good.
what I didn't get was he posted up a picture of all the FRD6 trains, and he said he's not selling them until he gets his other stuff back. I was like, if you already have an inventory, why not sell what you have?
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either, but I didn't see a whole lot of it, but Jared said I'll drive across the country just to prove a point. Yep, that's,
Road trip.
yeah, because Rusty's only up by Chicago. He's like 3 hours away.
Yep.
Let's see. Tom said, yeah, I seen that the other day too. That's was out of nowhere. William, well, good thing I'm doing an actual swap on the D90. The front diff will not turn. Heyo.
Yep. Good plan.
Yeah.
which on the UC Fab, like, then there were a bunch of people coming out of the woodwork talking about how, like, they're hard to get a hold of.
You see, Fab? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I can see that, but they do full size stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of like with Iron Rock, like with Deluxe.
Mm-hmm.
Like I understand you've bought a product, you need to support it, etc. But in the long run, long view, do I really care about making what you would probably consider crumbs from selling RC shit? Or am I going to sell and worry more about one-to-one things that I make $40,000 every time I sell a buggy, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
when you have two businesses running side by side, one of them's going to take precedence over the other, and it's going to be one-to-one.
Yeah. But don't do that if you.
I agree. I agree. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, I don't know. I want
This is coming from a guy that can't fucking build buggies
Yeah, truth.
in a timely fashion. So.
Noob. 1 bar a week.
I wanted to build buggies this weekend, but I just wasn't in the mood. I wanted to use the time to build buggies, and
I have not been in the mood since before we left for Beats Creek.
yeah. I spent almost all weekend in the garage, but it wasn't building buggies. And that was more, I'm not going to let this YJ win.
And it still did.
It didn't win necessarily, but I didn't win either. I don't know. Whatever.
It's time to sell all the RC cars and build race cars.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Speaking of, what's the latest on yours?
Well, Holly decided to ship my very last sensor last Monday. It was supposed to be at Robert's house on Thursday. USPS says it'll be there tomorrow because it had to make a pit stop in Indy, obviously.
Oh, yeah. And then make a couple laps.
Yeah, so it'll be there. He moved
200?
He moved the battery over to the other side because it's on the passenger side with the turbo, and I built a little shield, but once we got everything laid out, we were kind of discussing, and I was like, why don't we move the battery over there? That way it's completely away from the turbo, and we will have to run the power wires over, but it's not, it's not going to be that big of a deal. So, he said part of the problem is everyone's pushing him to get his dad's car done because his dad's been cleared to drive from after the accident. So now that his dad can drive and they've got his Monty running, but it's not done, I guess his sister and his brother are heavily pushing him to get his car done so that way. Which, I mean, I'm not going to complain for the money I'm paying him to do what I'm paying him to do. I don't really push him a whole lot. I've kind of already conceded that I'm not going to have it done this year anyway. It doesn't. So some of the stuff that we have, like, it needs a lot of dumbass 3-hour bullshit. When I put the coil over, like, so there's a tube that runs from the hump side to side, and I put the mounts on there to mount the upper coilover part. They're just single shear, well, they'd be double shear if you use both, but they're just welded on the outside, and then where I could get on the inside, and I'd like to take like some plate or something and brace them off the tube like halfway out because the mounts are like this long. I had them made decently long so that way it had plenty of room to kick out. So I feel like that needs some bracing somehow, somewhere, whatever. The lower coilover mount is what I would consider like heavy tacked on. So it needs kind of ground out, ground on, and then actually welded on. I've got to put a bulkhead in the gas tank so that way the return line has somewhere to go. It's got an oil feed. We should have all the sensors in here soon. I need somebody to weld my intake tube. That's aluminium, I don't have the you know what I mean? I can't do that.
Get the brazen out.
Brazing aluminum. That sounds terrible.
I got this.
Right. Confidence is key.
So, it's just,
It's starting to get down to lot of little things.
I got to buy a drive shaft. I'm almost done buying parts, which is nice.
So it sounds like it'd be done by like next Tuesday.
If it was the only thing Robert was working on, it would be done by probably July.
Well, War in the Woods is next weekend, so
Yeah, I'm not making that for sure.
so you guys better get to getting.
Yeah. Well, I don't plan on that. I'd like to get it to a shop and kind of do what they were doing to Lumberjack, where you brace the, like bracing the lowers, that box they're in, like put a plate on it, and then run a bar from side to side and kind of brace that up a little bit. So that way when I leave on the trans brake, the frame's not like, holy shit, flopping everywhere and stuff. Just stuff like that is what I want to do with it. It'll eventually need an exhaust. I need to plumb up my loud valve, figure out exactly how I'm going to do that. I kind of want to run like a NASCAR dump right out of the front wheel, or after the front wheel under the frame.
Just to go. Psh.
No, so the loud valve opens at 6 psi, and so it's got a 4-inch down tube, and it kind of stops almost at the bottom of the firewall now before it turns back for the floor. So I want to kind of turn it over and down to run like right behind where the front wheel would go, right where the fender comes down, and I'd like to make like a NASCAR boom tube or something that's thin right there, so that way when the loud valve opens, it goes like through there instead of going through the 2.5 that I want to put on it as well. Because I've ridden in a car that's basically a 4-inch dump with a turbo, and I'd rather blow my brains out than do that. So it's gonna have a full exhaust. But so
Mine is.
yeah, I couldn't I couldn't do it.
Wait, yours is what?
Full exhaust.
We'll have full
Oh.
exhaust.
Yeah.
So Tom said I kind of fell off the RC wagon since my last comp, I think, and we can both.
Same.
Yeah. Ryan said I have a mid 60s and mid 70s RC for Ford body. They were 3D printed and they looked great, and people gave him money to print bodies for them, and nobody can get a hold of him. Fucking what? Hang on, time out. Mid 60 and mid 70s RC Ford body. They were printed and they looked great, and people gave him money to print bodies for them, and nobody can get a hold of him and or message him. See, I think the difference would be, though, printing bodies, that takes long enough that you could build up 30, 40 suckers as far as, he's concerned, whatever. You could build up 30, 40 people to give you $300 and then roll out and, okay, I got $9,000, but I never could play RC trucks again. Okay.
No thanks.
Glenn said someone eat those last 2 cookies.
You can have them.
Yeah, come get them. They're for you. Here.
Oh, here, you can set them up like that so you can see them.
Turn around. That way they look like boobies.
Boobies.
Dicks. No, they look like boobies. Sorry, there was a guy in West Virginia that 3D printed bodies and now he fell off. Oh, maybe Glenn knows him. Whoa! All-terrain chassis works. Twins sticking out of the hood would look better. No, you are wrong, actually. There have been multiple people that have told me that that is the best way to do it, and I refuse.
Yeah.
If I was gonna do something, I had thought about a fender exit before the firewall. In that space between the wheel and the door, I thought about doing a fender exit there with my loud valve. That way, it opened up there, but the rest of the exhaust went down. But I just really don't want to cut that car up. Like, in the long run, it's a rusty 70s Buick, so it's not that big of a deal. But then again, it kind of is. You know, it's like, I don't know. So,
What kind of car is it?
it's a 76 Buick Century wagon.
Barge.
It's not even that big. That's the crazy thing.
With a 5.3
And a turbo.
and a Turbski
Yep.
and 4L80
Yep.
and a 9-inch
Yep.
and a loud valve.
You know what would be better?
That's all I got.
Had 3 pedals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't anymore, man. I don't want that shit. I just don't.
Especially for what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think it.
You think so?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's kind of hard to get 3 pedals in those cars too. Not a whole lot of them came with them. It's a lot of work. Yeah, I'm good. After Daly and the Cummins for a decade, I'm good. Hard pass.
Doesn't say if you wanted a turbo, you should have put a Duramax in it and been done.
Yeah, so I have spent a lot of money, but I still haven't spent that much money to put a Duramax in it.
Tom loves a nice wagon.
It's not nice.
It's a wagon.
It's a wagon. Got that part.
It is a wagon, but it is not nice. I actually sold my nice one and built this one. And in retrospect, it is what it is. I probably should have done it the other way around, but
I don't think yours is not nice.
my Buick,
I mean,
it's
I think you're more harsh on it than what we see it
Yeah.
as.
I mean, when none of the doors are still attached at the bottom and the skins go in the wind, like, I mean, that's,
well, I guess I haven't seen.
yeah.
That's where you need to start practicing with your welder and just tack that bottom on so it doesn't do that.
Well, the hard part is, it would be easy, with all the Derby friends I know, it would be easy for me to find the doors,
New doors.
but they're not going to match.
All these excuses.
Shut the fuck up, mister. I got a new Ford and I can just go buy things off the shelf. Anyway, as us people were talking the build trucks, or build cars.
Bitch, would you like to go out the back of the garage?
Anyway, but then they wouldn't match. And half of what I assume and what I think makes the Buick cool is the patina. Is the fact that it has literally probably only 30% of the car anymore is still covered in paint. So for those of you that haven't seen my wagon but have seen my RC trucks, think about a 70s Buick wagon that looks a lot like Beluga, the Suburban. That's about the ratio of paint to rust that the wagon has. And I love it, but
But there's not really like.
it's not rotten, but it is very...
Okay. Yeah.
The bottom of the doors are rough. So where the door skin comes down and then it comes around and then you go to the inner door, all of those on almost all doors are separated or broken or rusted. The rear quarters have rot like inside them, but they're not like rusted through. The passenger side rear wheel lip is so bad that the trim won't even stay on anymore because there's no screw holes left for the screws to go in. I learned that when I put the slicks on it. And the spare tire well is rotted out, but that's normal. That's nothing abnormal at all. So it's not,
That's normal on a 90s wagon.
yeah, it's not terrible, but it's like when you start adding all of them up,
Yeah.
it's, the floors are nice. I mean, they've got a couple little spots in them, but it's not that bad. But the floors don't usually go real bad in those cars. Plus, I think it leaked enough oil that there's no way the floor could rust. And I think that started in 1977 that it started leaking oil by the looks of the bottom.
Is it brown, gray, black with black wheels?
Yes. It's technically silver, but I don't think there's a whole lot of metallic left.
I was like, I didn't see any of those colors.
Well, it's black, so when they do those cars, the main body is painted differently, and then they paint all the pieces as well. I learned that when I sanded my Chevelle down. But the front fenders were primered in black from the factory and then painted silver over it. And then the rest of the car was silver. So the doghouse, when the silver comes off, is black underneath of it. The roof, I don't even know if it was a two-tone car because it's never had paint on it since I've owned it. But
Tom said it's nice patina. He Facebook.
Facebook stalked me. No worries. Jordan is because you're colorblind. I do have to agree with that. But I think the title says silver. Pretty sure.
And in my defense, handful of times that I seen the car, you can only see like a fender at a time because it's covered with shit.
Yeah, it was.
It was a very large shelf for a long time.
Going back up, Ryan said after his drive his 41 hot rod around Springfield, Missouri, I don't think I can sell it too easy to turn the tires over at a stoplight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you'll have that.
I mean,
I like I don't think I want to repaint my wagon either. It has some spots, not as bad as what you're describing on yours. But I like the original white with the faded blue line down the side. And I think if anything, I don't want to redo the paint, but I think I want to redo the blue stripe to match the same blue that I have in my roll bar. But
yeah.
that's it.
I just want to find a cleaner coupe and put everything in it. That's really what my plan is.
So I'm shocked you would get rid of the wagon to do a coupe.
I agree. I really, really want a 75 Malibu two-door. That's my favorite of the 73 to 77s. If I didn't do that, I would try to find probably one of the Buick pace cars, the 76, 77 Buick pace cars. So the way that my wagon looks is how the 73 to 75 two doors looked. And then in 76, they changed the two doors to more of a fiberglass, like 80s style, what I would consider with the square headlights and stuff. But the four doors and the wagons, for whatever reason, they didn't change over. So they still have the dual stacked headlights and the swoopy doors and stuff. But the wagons are as expensive as the coupes anymore, you know. And they're a hell of a lot more fixable, desirable. I wouldn't say my car is a throwaway, like once it's, you know, like whatever. But it's not worth the time that it needs to make it nice again. Whereas if I had a two-door, it would be, you know.
It's not like you're sending it through Meekum.
Do what?
It's not like you're going to send it through Meekum.
No, but I mean, as I do get, you know, where I'm a little better off, I would like to have a decent car eventually. Like, that's just always been my thing. It was just like, you know, I just never, I mean, I could afford nicer stuff, but like, you know, seeing my friends that have insanely nice cars, when we go to eat, they're like wanting a window so that way they can just stare at their freaking car. Like, fuck that. I don't want that. But I also realize that the days of me buying $1,500 cars, I don't necessarily need to do that anymore, you know. I'd prefer to find a $5,000 decently clean coupe somewhere, and you know, and the nice thing is about the wagon is, other than the intercooler routing, and that's basically it. Other than the intercooler routing, almost everything is unboltable and boltable back into a different car.
Tom was saying he likes the patina car. No problem driving it anywhere, any time of weather. Yep.
Yeah, I have never driven it. It doesn't have very good heat. I think the mice ate the heater tubes and stuff. It'll have defrost, but then past that, it really didn't do anything. So I never drove it once it got cold. But I did like driving it. I assume I'll like it more now, obviously.
More betterer?
Yeah, more betterer for sure.
More gooder.
Chad's first car, or his car in high school, was a 70.5 Camaro.
Nice.
Tom's favorite is an 83-ish Malibu wagon.
I know a guy that has 3 or 4 of those that keeps running through them to fix them and never does.
Jared Hopper done a fresh 496 in our 68 Camaro. Trans shipped to bed after that and yet to replace the trans, even though I have it.
Already. I've been there.
Miss $800 dailies.
Yeah, I agree, Glenn. Because when Lyd and I first met, I mean, I had my Cummins, but I also had a Saturn. Did I have a Saturn still? No, I had already sold the Saturn. I had a $50 or $75 Saturn that I drove for a while. I bought off my girlfriend at the time's dad, and it was a piece of shit. But I mean, it is what it is. And when Lyd and I first met, I had a square body, lowered 2-wheel drive S10 shore bed. And then I traded that, well, I sold that and bought my neighbor's extended cab short bed 2-wheel drive. And then I sold that and bought a round body red short bed 2-wheel drive. And then when we had Reese, or as we were getting ready to have Reese, I sold that and bought my baby Blazer.
See, I met you around the time when you had an S10 because you're on my phone as Matt lowered S10.
That's funny. That's funny.
Like still?
Yeah, it's still that way.
Knows who I am at least, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after the Blazer,
I'm that dipshit with a Jeep, probably.
probably. After my Blazer is when I had that turbo coupe for a while.
That's Glenn's current. Dipshit with a Jeep.
Dipshit. Yeah. Truth.
Just dipshit.
Glenn was a big under $1,000 Ranger S10 F-150 guy.
Yeah.
Tom's in the middle of a 6.2 swap in a 68 C10 long bed. It's turned into a long-term project at this point.
Yeah. So that was the mistake I made was at first it was just, we're going to 5.3 swap it. Well, then COVID happened. And when I got laid off, I was making more money at home sitting there than I was actually going to work. And they told me I was going to be laid off for 6 months.
Right.
Like, okay, well, fuck it then. So that's when I bought a China Turbo and I bought the 80. Actually, I bought the truck off of my buddy and then got the 80 out of it. And while COVID was going on, everybody was locked down. And the guy in Georgia, he posted my 9-inch up and read all the specs off of it. He's like, it's brand new. It's $2,000. I was like, well,
Roger.
so we rolled down to Georgia real quick, you know? And then it just kind of snowballed into this whole thing. Well, then what happened was during
What happened was.
well, what happened was during COVID, you know, it was at Robert's house, so I was over there every weekend, almost all weekend, working on it for almost a year straight. And I got so burnt out on it that when it needed to come back to my house because it needed the garage, I didn't want to look at it. That's why it turned into a shelf, and there was shit all over it because I had zero intent of messing with that thing, none. But now it's warm outside, and I see people in all their freaking hot rods, and I'm like, I wish my fucking car was done.
You can hear people racing up and down.
Yeah,
the
dude,
road.
that's what sucks. Is I'm so close to the road. I hear people. There's a guy this morning. I don't know what it was, but it was rowdy sounding, like monster truck rowdy. Like I was sitting there, and I'm just like in the garage. I heard this whoop, whoop, whoop. I was like, it's like looking around, like trying to find
Where is it?
Where are my friends? Like, you know.
That's like I hear him up and down 31
Oh, I'm sure.
on the weekends. I'm like,
Yeah,
I should go out cruising.
Yeah.
We have decent weather out, and I got my door open at work, and that's exactly, you hear people up and down 31 all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cars and bikes. Holy crap, some of the bikes.
Yeah. I'm just excited to drive it again, honestly. I'm tired of not having a weekend vehicle. I mean, I really like driving the Suburban, and I drive it on the weekends. But, I mean, clearly that's not the same thing, but
Clearly.
clearly. Same engine displacement, I guess.
Weird. I thought they were the same thing.
I mean, they're both
Lowered wagon, lifted wagon.
4-door with the
More
back.
doors.
They both have 5.3s.
Yeah, same thing. They
They
have 4 tires.
they both have a rear hatch.
Yeah.
See, they're more alike than you think they are. One has a radio. One has a radio and speakers. Close enough though.
Does radio slot count?
I don't know. The wagon has nothing. That was like bare bones. It has heat and an AM radio, and that is literally the only options I think.
And probably the one speaker right in the dash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I lied. It does have a rear window defrost,
Ooh.
I believe.
Upgrade.
Mm-hmm. Now on the other
Add-on.
side of that, my Chevelle that I had was all option AC. The only reason it probably didn't have power windows is because it was a 74, and they didn't do that until like 76. But it was all options.
Yeah, we're
William said it the same way on US 40. Tom said he bought a super clean 86 Suburban 2-wheel drive to cruise till his C10 is done. Oops, it shifted.
It's lowered on stock wheels and a small block.
Yep. Joey's RC Life drove a 69 Camaro, then put it up, got a Z71 GMC. Now I'm in a 3500 dually and a 99 Chevy Tahoe.
Mm-hmm.
It's like vehicles just keep getting bigger.
Yeah.
Sounds like clapped out Dodge out in my road. Sounds amazing, but it's because it's open headers or something ignorant that's out of time, like motherfucker, and probably has a misfire.
It's kind of like your
Yeah.
brother's truck. Chet said I'm very fluent in 4L60s, not by choice.
4L neutrals.
Night, Dustin.
Good night, buddy.
bye, Dustin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get some projects done around this house so that I can work on the Jeep and shit.
Yeah.
And
I'm feeling the same
What do you
way.
gotta do in the Jeep? I
Fuck,
thought
I
it just
don't
doesn't
know.
change. I mean, it just stays and you drive it like twice a year, maybe.
yeah,
There's no current project on that.
it needs a lot of maintenance. That's been.
I say I think your
neglected.
last project was somebody else doing the exhaust on it.
Yeah, Buddy did the exhaust, and then, but like, I really need to go and get it tuned because it's got a different cam in it from when it was tuned last.
Stock easy M do?
Yeah.
I know, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll talk afterwards.
Cool.
Tom says I need to figure out if I want a semi-built 4L60 or just go with 4L80. 80.
80.
Every
Go
time.
80.
Go big or go home.
Yep. William said, you ever figure out the dying issue, not start?
Oh, the Cherokee.
Piece of shit.
I think you had mentioned crank or whatever, the one
Yeah.
where you have to have like 47 extensions.
Yeah.
I bought the parts, but I haven't done anything with it now.
Crank sensor.
Yeah.
Because I had the same issue with mine.
I did think about driving that to work. Because, I mean, it'll cool off in the time that I get to, that I'm at work.
Chad said if I had a nickel for every 3/4 clutch being burned up I've had in my right hand, I'd be rich. Yeah. Tom said I was just told by multiple people that the 80s rob a bunch of horsepower. I mean, I wouldn't say a bunch by any means. I mean, it's a little bigger than a 60. I sure as shit wouldn't put a 60 in it if you're swapping it for sure.
What are you putting in front of it again?
6.2, I think is what he said.
6.2? Yeah. Just do an 80 one time instead of a 60 multiple times.
Yeah.
You'll eventually find all the neutrals in a 60.
Yeah, because I know Robert, when he was building his, he had a short bed 2-wheel drive, Cat Eye Silverado, and it had a 60, and he should have gone 80, and he said no. He's like, oh, it'll be a lot, cooler if I just kept the 60 and we don't have to do stuff. So he had a stage 3, I think, RPM 60, and blew the front end of it out at the drag strip. That's how we met Miguel Zavala. You know him? Okay, anyway. He offered to tow Robert's truck home, and we'd never met this dude before in our life. And he just went to his house, got the trailer, was like, where are we going? And just towed the truck. So it was pretty cool. But then he took that out, and I believe he took it up to RPM and got like the stage 5, which is like billet lots of things. And he, when he sold it, the guy that he sold it to put spray on it, put a bigger system for nitrous on it. And I'm pretty sure he blew up that stage 560. And I mean, that thing was probably only, I know it was it was 401 to the wheels. So with a 250 shot on it, 600 whatever at the wheels, and it was destroying a really expensive 4L60. So I was just doing the 80. I mean, that's what I did. But tailgated, blind guy stopped in for like 3 minutes and then left.
Yeah.
Well, you might still be here, but
Yeah.
I had a basically 4L60 is compared to your Turbo 350, and the 80 is compared to like Turbo 400. Just bigger internals, beefier internals. So I mean, I had a 700 horse in front of a 400 for over a year. I had no issues.
Yeah. Chad said updated 14 disc from a 7 disc stock Transgo kit and valve body with upgraded Sonex kit and your golden super strong. Yeah. I did the Transgo kit and messed with the valve body myself, and it has a new pump and some other stuff in it or whatever. I'm gonna drive it for a while before I pull it back out to do some of the upgraded parts and stuff. I don't think I'm doing anything crazy to where it needs to be unbreakable to begin with. I mean, I'm sure I can break it, but
When in doubt, throttle it.
basically, yes. If the tires are spinning, I may still be winning.
I just need to send mine to Midnight Performance and have him build it.
Is that what you're doing?
It's really not that bad of a. It's like, I mean, it's like $5,000.
Yours is a 10-speed, right?
Yeah.
I've heard those are like gonna be the new thing once they're not insanely fucking expensive.
They're either they can be glass, or they can hold a fuck ton of power and.
Yeah.
One of our friends that lives down in Whiteland, he has one of the standard cab, short bed, supercharged Coyote all-wheel drive, like sleeper truck.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
And his is only like stage 1 because it still has the warranty.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took us for a ride last week. I think he showed up at the shop. And he's like, "You want to go ride?" I was like, "Fuck yeah." Yeah.
It's a bear shit in the woods about.
It's one of those that try to grab the dollar bill off the dash.
Hop a Coke can, bud.
Yeah.
God, I want it so bad.
It will pull left front like just off.
Yeah.
And it's like you would think that okay, we're not supposed to launch this in 4-wheel drive, and it just takes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's badass. Do it.
And those 10 speeds are wild because, like, it basically just sits up at the top
Yeah,
of the RPM,
it shifts
and it's
so
just
quick.
doop doop, like
Yep.
just
Yeah.
like it's barely moving. It just keeps pulling.
Yeah.
Yep.
And hey, mine's fresh. They just rebuilt it 2 weeks ago, so
Joey said I dropped reverse out of 4L60s. I expected to break mine when we were coming back from Rocktober, when I was pulling that stupid fucking trailer up the hill, and it was going from overdrive down to second, and we were spinning like 5,400 RPM or something, ripping up those mountains.
God.
That was, every time it did it, I just,
Brace yourself.
yeah, and it kept going. I was like, phew.
Did you just not have the tow button? Like you can
Yeah,
keep it out of overdrive?
You couldn't do anything.
Okay.
So like we would be in an overdrive, and, you know, we were just kind of rolling or whatever, and then you come up to the hill, and like a normal truck, you kind of think, okay, maybe we can make this one, and it would just, I mean, it was immediate. You get a quarter of the way up the hill, and it just, you hit the tow button, it'd kick out, you just kind of start going, then all of a sudden it'd be like, and so then it would downshift into second, and it was fucking screaming. That was when I told Jordan, I said, I don't know, like, if I'm not gonna leave this trailer on the side of the road. Like, just come get it. Just come back, just go get your truck at home and just come get it. Like, cause I'm not blowing my truck up.
I mean, the nice thing is once you get out of the hills down there, it's smooth
It
sail
was.
from
It
there.
wasn't terrible. It's still not good. That trailer sucks, and I don't know why.
Joey raced a 69 Roadrunner. Tom said, that's what I don't like about my Duramax. It relies a lot on higher RPM. Sketched me out when I first got the truck.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, 'cause you just...
well, the Coyote loves like 5,000.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
That's because it has no torque. It has to scream.
yeah. The only thing I don't like about it is they are governed to like 100, 101 or something like that.
106.
Well, the stage 1 bumps it like a hair. So is it one
Okay.
of?
His 106 is he took it to the track and it trapped 106 because he was bouncing off the rev limiter.
Yeah.
Partway down. Didn't realize it. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Because
Right.
Haley and I went down to Louisville. I guess it was for our dishwasher, and I was like, find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to go to the stage 2 Whipple to get, it's like 130 some odd mile an hour limiter, or you can get other people's tunes
Mhm.
that just remove it.
That's shuffling though. 130.
Yep.
True. But it gets to 100 real fucking quick.
I'm
so,
sure it does. I'm sure it does.
So I would like to see a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I know the burb is cut off at 99 because done that a few
It
times.
says no more.
Yeah. He goes bye bye bye.
Well, the truck pulled, I wouldn't say it pulled hard to that, but like,
I'm sure it did.
I mean, it pulled decent.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure it did.
And then it just like straight stops
Yeah.
at, and then there is no more.
Yeah.
It doesn't hit rev limiter or anything, or like it's just stops.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, I guess this is where.
I was gonna say those trucks are no joke.
Nope.
That truck is no joke. And what's crazy is like the Chevys are, whatever. There's nobody really trying to push a new Silverado. I don't see a whole lot of people really trying to push the new Ram, like a 1500 short bed or something like that. But like you see,
Well, I don't think Dodge or Ram or GM are making the regular cab short beds that much anymore.
right. But I mean, I'm just saying like, it just seems for whatever reason Ford has struck this, like, you should buy this truck because it's rowdy as shit.
Yeah.
Can't
I
be.
mean, right now they're the only ones playing in that field.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I have taught my TikTok well. And I like all of them. And every time I'll be scrolling TikTok and there'll be some sort of Mexican music and Haley is like F-150. I'm like, yeah.
That's funny. Oh, that's funny.
Because I mean, the sleeper that you could buy from like the dealership, they were advertising at like $49.9.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not, but
Tom had the limiter pulled on his Tahoe.
there you go.
William says we get a few, not a lot.
Oh, regular cab
Regular cab.
short beds.
Yeah, most of those they have to be custom ordered because they're not just going to put a regular cab short bed on the lot.
And which
Yeah.
is wild because like you have to assume that people are asking for it.
Yeah.
Because people that want to do that shit, or like Papa that wants a truck but doesn't want anything crazy. Just okay. Think of all. I can talk to you too, but you're not gonna remember this shit. Think of all the OBS Chevys you saw in the '90s with the like 12-inch wide wheels all the way around, the choo-choo custom style stuff.
Mhm.
Every single one of those was driven by an old dude.
Yeah.
Almost like all of them were driven by somebody's grandpa, that went and spent $30,000 on an OBS short bed two-wheel drive.
See, and that's when, you were comparing the Lightning, the 454 SS.
Mhm.
You actually had even the Ram V10.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you actually had a comparison
Yeah.
in the same time.
There's nothing
There's nothing
to compete
now.
with that Ford.
Well, the one thing that competes against it, which I saw a TikTok on it earlier today,
Trackhawk.
TRX.
Oh yeah. Well,
Like, okay, you're talking a
yeah, but that's a totally different.
$60,000 to $70,000 truck versus a $120,000 truck.
Yeah.
And $120,000 into that Ford, that TRX is not touching
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Is that got the 1,000 horsepower?
No, 700.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now they don't even make those. It's the RHO, which is the 500 and something horse twin turbo V6.
Chad said, I'm sticking with my 19 Tacoma. Pulls the 19-foot boat with ease and hauls the BX23s around nicely too, but I do miss my 14 cones. Some of those new Tacomas look good though. I won't lie about that.
Yeah.
I won't lie about that.
A friend of mine works at Toyota, and so they get like lease deals
Yeah,
on them. So they all have like brand new Tacomas, and
I'm sure. William said every time one comes in, everyone is all over them. Joey's RC Life, they're not putting V8s in them right now.
yeah,
Yeah.
Rams.
Stupid.
I don't know if I could have a truck with a turbo V6.
The EcoBoosts are pretty quick, right?
They can be.
Stock for stock, the EcoBoost beats the Coyote.
That's what I thought. It's when you start throwing super money at them that the Coyote then takes back the...
Yeah. Well, like, and even early on mods, the EcoBoost stays out in front. Like a tune on an EcoBoost is huge,
Yeah.
whereas a tune for the Coyote is 30 on E85 is like 30 some odd horsepower or something like that. And 50 foot-pounds of torque.
I would have a hard time buying an EcoBoost knowing that the oil pump is driven by a belt. And there's no mechanical connection between the crank and the oil pump, but a rubber belt that gets sloshed around in oil.
Yeah, you know.
No. No thanks.
I mean, that's fair.
The Colorado and Canyon look just like the Tacoma. No, they don't. William says they have electric problems with them. Tom says, just think it would be weird to have a full size, regardless what cab size, with a V6.
Which, like,
Yeah.
I know, like, Chevy's put the 4.3 in them for
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
And
Work truck.
Ford's, like, current Ford's, the EcoBoost is the premium engine option.
So what's their base?
Coyote?
The 2.7.
The non-EcoBoost V6?
Well, so they do have a non-boosted 3.5, I think.
Ugh.
But most of them are the 2.7 EcoBoost. Which apparently that one is like
Little.
is a healthy built motor.
Really?
Yeah.
What was in the Mustangs? 'Cause they put
So
the
all
EcoBoost
of those
in
are
the
different. Because the
Did
Explorer,
they not put the same thing
No,
across
Joey.
the board.
like the Explorer STs,
Yeah.
are a 3-liter EcoBoost.
Okay.
But the trucks are a 2.7 or a 3.5.
Doesn't make sense.
Let's see. Ryan said, I really enjoy my 2010 F-150 as a 5.4 and it was a lot of fun to drive. Single cab short bed. William said the 24s and 25s do. Not real sure.
Have electric problems.
Okay. Oh, okay. Chad said, I've always believed no replacement for displacement, but ever since the VVT technology, I'm having doubts.
That's kind of how I felt when I got my truck. Is yeah, I wanted the V8. It's a simpler engine because I'm not getting rid of that thing anytime soon. And there's also the pipe dream of the Whipple.
Yeah, VVT is definitely, I think, awoken some of the engines out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her has VVT,
Really?
and it kicks in about 4,000.
I'm not sure if my Malibu does or not. I honestly don't know.
Just try it.
It pulls kind of hard down low, honestly.
Does it?
Yeah.
2.4?
It's a 2.5. It's
2.5?
honestly really freaking peppy for what you would assume a little Econobox Malibu is.
Yeah.
Want to race?
Sure.
Tom's really wanting a 17 and up power stroke lately.
Those are good looking trucks.
I drove a a brand new, what was that, a Platinum? F-250?
Yeah.
No thanks. Crew cab long bed,
Yeah.
lifted on 37s.
Yeah.
That was a big bitch.
It's a work truck. Don't worry about it.
Right.
They have really nice powertrains too. Yeah. I was, I don't want to say upset, because that's not the right word. I was a little disappointed that Matt decided to take the clean route and go up and out instead of going down and up the hill. I was really hoping. I was like, man, that's not my truck, and that sure would be cool. But I get it.
It's like, wait, I want to go down to the end and take this.
Yeah. But hang on, don't go anywhere. I wish somebody would have gotten video of me coming out with the Suburban.
That truck was really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Massaging seats and
I'm sure. Yeah.
Tom says, yeah, they're like 23 foot. My buddy's is 3 foot longer than my dirty.
Jesus. It's a big ass truck.
I'm still trying to get used to the crew cab short bed coming from a regular cab short bed.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot park that thing to save my life.
Yeah.
So just think
Still.
about it. We've always had. I think the shortest truck we've had was extended cab long bed,
Yeah.
and then from there on out, we've always had crew cab long bed.
God,
They're just big.
yeah.
Yep.
You park in the back of the parking lot. And see, like, I don't like doing that. I like parking up front.
I don't like parking up front anyway. Like, if we take the van, I mean, Little put it anywhere, but I try to.
Oh, there he is.
I was not game after I saw the Raptor didn't make it. Vegeta. But Little put the van just, I mean, there's an open spot, just whip in there, and I'm like, this isn't even my van, but it's a 18, which I mean is not brand new, but like, it's still really nice. And I try to park like out, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna park here. She's like, why are we parking out here? I'm like, oh, good for us to walk, or like whatever. Like, I'm keeping away from all these fucking idiots. Like, she comes home, and I park on the passenger side of the van, and like at least once a month, I come home and I look over, and there's like some little scuff or something new on the van. I'm like, bro, stop parking this bitch by the front door, by all the fucking handicap spots. Like, walk a little farther.
Or right next to the cart corrals.
Oh God, man. She has one right now, something white, open the door on it, and it's about like this big, and it's this big white just on the side of the door, right on the side of the sliding door. And I look at it every time I get out of my Malibu, because I park like nose to nose, so you can kind of walk in front of them to go in the house and the sidewalk. And like, I just open the door and get out of the Malibu, and I just look at it, and I'm like, God damn it. Like, this is why we don't share money and everything is not ours, because I couldn't handle it.
Yeah, Matt, that Jeep just walked up it.
You got 37s, you could have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Tom says, yeah, people don't pay attention to kids and shit when getting in and out their cars. People park by the damn cart returns all the time. I stay clear of those for sure.
Yeah. Well, my Malibu I bought it wrecked, so I really legitimately don't give a shit. I'll park that thing anywhere. But anything that I remotely care about.
Also, Teleguided, I learned that I also have the camera where I can look in the bed.
Nice.
We were talking about that.
When I back up in the Suburban, if I turn around, I can see what's behind me too.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah. It
That's
actually
pretty
does have.
That's sweet.
It actually does have a rear view camera, but that came with the radio.
Yeah.
Put the one over the seat.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I can see what's in the back of the Burb too.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
No.
You know what happens?
So you get spoiled, and then you get into a different vehicle, like the Corolla, and you're like, why isn't the radio changing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
One thing I do know is that I've known it in general from the Malibu that I can't see shit, but I didn't really realize how little I can see until I got the Burb and got used to the rear view camera and the big open windows everywhere. Then I get in the Malibu and I go to back up and it's like you have a pillar and then a pillar and then like you turn the other way and you can't see shit out of this side. You can't see anything out the windows. Like, well, hope there's no kids back there.
Rely on the mirrors.
That's
Yeah.
basically how I drive the Corolla now. Like that. Nope, I didn't see anything back there.
It happens. It happens. Fuck them kids.
Well, I'm coming back in October. Good.
Good deal.
That's what we like to hear.
Well, I will bring my laptop with me, and we can play with your truck. Because I have
He has foreskin now.
forescan.
Foreskin?
No, forescan.
Oh. Gotcha. I was gonna say,
I sat out there. I sat out there long enough the other night that my it like popped up on the dash that it was like going into low battery mode.
Oh shit.
And I was like, all right. Well, because you have to
3 hours later.
leave it on auxiliary in order to have it connected.
Mm-hmm.
So
Tom Frost said, I really like the backup camera in the dirty because I can't even see my 20-foot trailer when backing up to it. Shit. Tell the guy that says camera's always on because I'm always hauling bitches.
Got to see who's riding.
That's why I drive, a wagon and a Suburban. More doors for more whores, you know what I mean?
Yep.
that's right.
You guys about ready to wrap this bitch up?
Yep.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I'm getting tired.
Yep.
I was tired at like 4:30 though, so there's that. Didn't have my coffee today.
Fingers crossed, William. I don't think I fucked anything up. I only changed a few settings, but I was just wanted I was sitting there going through like a lot of things. I'm like, I don't know what that means.
Change. I don't know what that means, but 10 is better than 7.
Plus. Negative.
No, like one of the things that I wanted to change was
Night, Tom.
if it's running and you get out and you step like 5 feet away from it, it honks at you twice.
Because you took the key fob with you.
Yes, which is really fucking annoying.
I know Dad's truck, because it just has the fob
I
and
got
push
you.
button now. Whenever he leaves the key in
Night,
it,
Tommy.
he'll close the door and leave, and it honks because you left the key in it, which I think
Yeah.
is just annoying.
Yeah, I changed that. I changed when my high beams come on, it turns my fog lights off.
No,
I'm like, that's silly.
I leave them all on.
I want all of the
Blind the
lights.
fuck out of people coming at you. Yeah.
So I changed that, and then I turned off the driver seatbelt alarm.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I don't wear my seatbelt, but like sometimes I get in the car and I'm leaving, like driving through the parking lot, putting my seatbelt on
Right.
or whatever. I don't need you to yell at me. Like, calm the fuck down.
Yeah. Night, till guy. Alright.
Yep. Good night, bud.
I'm gonna shut this beach off. I'm going to sleep. Well, I'm gonna go home
Yeah,
first.
go home
and then
first.
Go sleep. Alright. See you guys later.
There's your mattress right there.
Yeah, just knock the mattress over and sleep with the
Ryan says he really hates the fetcher of the GM newer vehicles. It's super annoying. It's illegal to more than 5 lights at once. They always change that though. That's annoying on GM trucks when you turn on high beams. I don't know that law. I still don't know about that law. We didn't hear you say it at all.
Yeah.
Okay, night night.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Night night.